How are we doing, guys? So, back with another watch along, myself and Joseph. It's a certain Mr. Frankie Lampard. Mr. Frankie Lampard. And I wonder if in 2 hours, mate, Mr. Frank Lampard is going to be watering, mate. Let's just say.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so, mate. Sorry, I'm just I've got another laptop open here because it's like bloody Sky Sports. Just checking a few things. But yeah, let's hope so, mate. Let's hope at the end of this. I was going to put my name as Fat Frank or Stop Crying Frank Lampard, but I thought if I do and they win, I'll have to quickly delete it, and we don't want to have to do that.
No.
Yeah, man. But what are your thoughts then ahead of this one, pal?
I'm genuinely thinking Arsenal will win this game. I think our Chelsea are the favourites. I think better quality, haven't they? I think only really Aubameyang is the only real one they will look at from Arsenal. I think was getting that Chelsea team, but I think Arsenal will win. I think they like the way they're set up. They're just very kind of rigid without the ball, and they just kind of got like seven. The bit of Sheffield United in the sense that they've got 7 or 8 people who are just workhorses, and then just leave Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe to try and win the game and that lot, and they just try and get the best out of them, and everyone else just tries to run round them kind of thing, and it works well to an extent. But Chelsea, I don't know. Obviously, Chelsea on the day can be. And I genuinely think Arsenal. I'm not even being salty. Genuinely think Arsenal.
Yeah, good. Well, that's where I'm at as well, mate, and hopefully that does come true. What we're doing here, it's FA Cup final, and it looks like we've got a couple of singers in the crowd. I don't know what the singing guys that are watching it. We're watching it on BBC, by the way, guys. We're all about free-to-air TV and stuff if we can do it.
It's a pain in the arse on BBC because I can't get it on the Sky Go, and it's like I'm fucking so far away from the Wi-Fi, so it's like, but I've showing a decent connection at the minute, mate. Decent connection, but might need to have a readjustment at some point.
It's showing us different things with your connection. People are actually like, "Come on, Oscar, sort your Wi-Fi out, man."
Yeah, I don't wire the Wi-Fi in here. BT's fault.
BT's fault. Yeah, it's normally good BT as well. I've got Sky, and that's dog shit.
BT's fault.
But yeah. Here we go. Let's have a look then. So lineup wise, mate, have we missed the Arsenal lineup there? You've got
Arsenal 3-4-3. I've just got it down. I've actually got it on my laptop now. So Martinez, back 3 of Holding, Louise, and Tierney. Right wing back is Bellerin. Left wing back Maitland-Niles, and holding midfielders Ceballos and Xhaka. And a front 3, as I mentioned before, Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette. Mm-hmm. So Chelsea, in fact, I just missed Chelsea's lineup there. Actually, I might just see to.
All right, let's have a look. I'll see if I can get it. If you just bear with me 1 second, and we'll get that up. I'll be able to get it up on the old Lappy T as we speak. Just bear with us 1 sec. Lappy T.
So, guys, make sure you check out our content from today. We've had 2 bids gone out today. Another edition of the Transfer Daily, and of course, we had the finest musical talents of Leeds United on as well. Make sure you check it out, guys.
I really enjoyed that, man. I really enjoyed it. And do you know what got me? I thought the passion from Paul. It just spoke volumes in terms of what it means to be a Leeds United fan, and just Jinder as well. I thought Jinder spoke. We all know about Lewis. Everyone knows about Lewis. He's a top content creator, but just having them lads on who aren't normally in the on YouTube, as it were, talking. I just thought they spoke really well, and it was nice to have Jinder on to give a different perspective. Lives in Birmingham, etc. We had a couple of comments coming in saying, "Oh, it's nice to see, representation from the Midlands from a Leeds fan, etc." So it was nice. Just on the Chelsea lineup, guys, you've got Caballero in goal, Raspilicueta, Zuma, Rudiger, and James. You've then got midfield Jorginho, Kovacic, Alonso, Mount, Giroud, and Pulisic.
So yeah, you look at that Chelsea team, mate, and you think there's a lot more talent in that Chelsea team for me than Arsenal. But I think Arsenal, you've got just real good attitude for me.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
You've got a good attitude, Shaq.
What do you reckon to the old Kepa situation?
I think Caballero and Kepa are both pretty average goalkeepers at best. I think Kepa. To be fair, it's hard to feel sorry for that Kepa when he did what he did last season. In the other cup final, he just refused to come off it. So it's kind of come back to bite him on the arse to an extent, but it's serves him right to an extent. To be fair, so no real sympathy from me, mate. But I think fair enough. They're not playing him. I don't think he's a particularly good goalkeeper anyway. I think if he was a good goalkeeper and he was behaving the way he did, you could probably kind of let it go. But nah, for me, he's a goner in the summer. I just hope we don't go in for him with something daft like that. So there he is, Frankie Lampard.
Yeah.
But if Chelsea don't win this, I think we're all Arsenal fans today.
We will.
There we go. So let's not forget as well, Arteta is a bit of a Bielsa disciple as well. He's very, very, very complimentary of Bielsa when we played him earlier in the season. Said he's learned a lot from his management, from Pep's management. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see another Bielsa disciple do well, to be fair, today.
Yeah, not a, absolute sanctimonious jumped up muppet like Frank Lampard, right?
You couldn't get any more different personalities. I mean, you got Arteta who's reserved and humble, and you got Lampard who's just fucking calling other coaching staff pricks on the touchline. You know what I mean? It's just there you go. But the media loves him, so exactly. If he loses this game, the sun will still shine out of his arse. So there we go.
Yeah, and what an amazing season! Even though they've finished off lower down the table than they had done the season before. Do you know what I mean? So, but I've kicked off now, Oscar. I don't know where you are, mate.
Yeah, I've kicked off too, mate. 10 seconds in. Long ball forward off Chelsea.
Yeah, it's gone out for a play. I'm going to pause when I get to 25, and then you can tell me when you're ready.
Okay, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
There we go. So I think we should be in sync. Jaggy Babs asked a quick question just while the game's playing. Do you think Leeds United will go for any of the cups?
I hope so, mate. If we start the season well and we put ourselves a bit of distance between ourselves and the bottom three, I don't see why not. I mean, what's the point of finishing? I don't know. I don't see the difference between.
We lost you again, Oscar. You really need to sort this Wi-Fi out, son. I'm telling you. Gary, Dev, cool. That's nice to see. Oscar, I think we've lost Oscar. This is Car Crash TV. Come on, Oscar. He needs to sort that Wi-Fi out. We've said many times, guys, he needs to sort that Wi-Fi out. Do you know what, though? It's nice to be able to sit here and watch some top-level football, as much as we might not like it with the teams that are involved. I mean, Arsenal, I don't think any of us are too fussed on Arsenal. I've never minded Arsenal, if I'm being totally honest. But yeah, Chelsea can do one. But it's nice to know that we're going to be in this level of opposition come back, come next year. Or next season, not even next year. We're talking October, aren't we? September, sorry. What am I talking about? September the 12th. We're now currently on the 1st of August, guys. So it's, just over a month away now, and we're going to be lining up. But I'm dead certain that we're probably going to get Chelsea at home on the first game of the season. I genuinely think that's well kept in, that by Maitland-Niles. It's a ball in the box. It's a header. Oh, it's Aubameyang on the end of it. But this is what I'm excited about, guys, is the fact that we're going to be coming up against opposition like this. Here we go. He's back. Where did you leave me, mate?
Stop doing that. Sorry, mate. Mate, sorry about that.
Right, Oscar.
I have returned.
Have you got the link, bud? For the stream. I've got a good friend of ours. Just wanting to. Well, I asked him if he'd like to come on for a little bit and have a chat.
Yeah, cool, mate. 2 seconds.
Oh, there you go. It's good football.
Yeah, do you want to?
Yeah, if you can WhatsApp it us, mate, and I'll just fire it over to our good friend Gary Dev. They're in here, though. He's had a go. Oh, it's good save, good save. Martinez, guys, we could be looking at Leeds United's next goalkeeper. Let's not forget that. So that's something we need to consider. I've seen reported as well, and thanks Jakanji for sending it over. It is from the Sun, but apparently Chelsea and Leeds are both in battle for Benrahma. But again, that won't mean shit, guys, if Brentford go up. Because if Brentford go up, then none of the players are leaving. It's just a fact. So on Tuesday night, when we do a watch-along, all Fulham aren't we? That's got to be the way we look at it, because we could sign the likes of Benrahma and Watkins, who I genuinely feel would really add to our squad. Ball into the box. Oh, Alonso probably should put his foot through it. I don't know why he's tried to put it back across goal, but listen, I'm not a professional footballer. Oscar, we've lost again. I think Oscar needs to put some money in the meter of, as we've said many times. And if he doesn't, he needs to get a new Wi-Fi provider, get a wired connection, just do something. He's back. He's back again. Back again. Here we go.
Back again. I've sent the link through to you, mate. If you want to forward it on to our friend,
I will send that over.
So Chelsea just knocking it back to Caballero. So Chelsea trying to play out the back by the looks of things here. Caballero's gone into Jorginho on the ball.
That's a nice little.
Nice off Pulisic. That.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I don't know why Giroud went back with it, if I'm being honest.
I really like him. Pulisic, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Mount. Oh, Giroud. The reigning 1-0 Chelsea.
Pulisic. What a player he is.
Not the best start for Leeds United, even though we're not playing.
6 minutes in, 1-0 Chelsea. Christian Pulisic just.
You've just joined us at the right time, Gaz.
I was about to turn it off, to be fair. No, they've scored. What's this crap for?
No. Damn, it was a well-worked goal, that one, it?
Yeah, to be fair, Chelsea look like they've started the brighter of the two, don't they?
He's so good, Pulisic, to be fair. Mount's tried to get it across to Giroud.
Awful defending, though, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 defenders.
Shy at the back, aren't they?
Oh, there you go.
I was really shocked when they gave old Sideshow Bob a new deal after the errors that he'd made, and then they signed him for a further year. It's mental.
Leeds' #1 made a good save earlier, though, didn't he?
Yeah, I was just saying that. I said we need to be looking at Martinez because he's going to be our new GK. You never know.
Possibly. I think it'll depend what Arsenal do in terms of goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Before, but I think he's on the list, isn't he?
Yeah. Let's have a chat with Gaz about this. Actually, we've had a question coming from Michael20. Hi guys, is Jonathan David on the way to Leeds? He's actually not in the Lille squad, Gaz. In the Ghent squad. He's not played. There's a lot of Lille fans in the comments saying he's on the way there. What are your thoughts on the Jonathan David deal?
I think when it first got sort of announced that Leeds were interested, it looked like a deal that you could probably see happening. Some sort of link to Lorenzo Tonetti, sponsored by Adidas, all that type of stuff. But then as time's gone on and I've had a little look into it kind of thing, it does kind of look like he's got his heart set on Lille, and Genk maybe want to up his price a little bit, and maybe Leeds United have been used as a way of just boosting it a little bit by saying Leeds put a bigger bid in. So to be honest, I don't see that one happening if I'm really honest. Yeah,
it's a shame as well because he does look like he's in the sort of the mould that we would look at as a man leading the line. Do you know what I mean? The clips that I've seen anyway. Listen, I don't watch Belgian football. I'm not going to sit here and profess to do that. But he has looked decent from what I've seen. And I know they signed, I think, Turkish striker Yilmaz, and they were linked with Morales at Rangers, but I think he's staying there now. So it probably does look like Jonathan David might rock up at Lille. What the Sun's reporting as well today that apparently we're going toe-to-toe with Chelsea for Benrahma. What do you reckon of that one, mate?
I think that'll all come down to Tuesday, innit? Who gets promoted. I think if Brentford get promoted, it'll take a big bid to take him away from Brentford. But then again, looking at the Chelsea side today, and I hate praising them, but you know the type of talent they've got at their disposal. Does Saïd Benrahma go there and play next year? I don't think so. is he going to want to step up to the Premier League and become sort of second fiddle to, some of Chelsea's wingers? I don't think so. But again, it all kind of relies on what happens with playoff final on Tuesday.
Yeah, and I guess we've all got to be Fulham fans in that game, haven't we? Because the possibility of taking Ben Rama and Watkins is it's like mouthwatering for a Leeds United fan, because they'd fit right in, wouldn't they?
Exactly, and sailing off to the Premier League on a sea of Tommy Franks with tears just makes it almost sweet as well. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting game, that, because you've got to fancy Brentford, really, especially the way they went about the semi-final. But Fulham are not a bad side. I think Scotty Parker gets away with a little bit the individual talent that's in that team.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a good game. There'll be goals in it for sure. I think you'll see Mitrovic come back for Fulham. And yeah, we'll have to see after that, because I think if Brentford fail to go up, then Ben Rama's going to want rightfully his place in the Premier League, and I think it'd be perfect for us in Premier League, because he's got that little bit of something. Maybe if it's not going our way on a particular day, struggling to break a team down, he's the type of player who can jink past a few and slam one in from 25 yards. So you need a little bit of that in the Premier League as team ethic and as ability to work as a unit will be good, but every now and again you just need a bit of individual quality to get you there.
Yeah, you bang on, mate. You bang on the money. I don't know what's happening there.
Who's joined us here? Dan's all his TV. Defo, not me.
What are you doing there, man?
I don't know, mate.
We had to deal with bloody bots the other night, like far right bots
again.
Yeah, I saw them in your comments. Yeah.
Wow, man. Do you know we did some digging afterwards, and it turns out it's a far right Italian organisation. Anti-Semitic. Honestly, it was on the targeted Benjamin Bloom as well the same night. So yeah, I suppose we're reaching levels now where we've got that much pull.
I'm gonna say we've not been targeted. All our 50 viewers don't get targeted by far right people, to be honest.
I know. Honestly, reading it, I was like, "What's going on here?" It was horrible to see. Yeah, not the best situation. What did you make to the left back situation, Gaz? Because that took me a bit by surprise. They're in here, are they? Ball in.
Good head off Rudiger, Zuma even.
The left back situation, because I looked at Alioski, Douglas, Dallas, and thought, do you know what? I think probably Bielsa thinks we have enough, but it doesn't seem to be the case. What do you make to that, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I got a feeling when I read the article by Phil in The Athletic that maybe that indicated that one of them might leave, maybe for their own footballing career kind of thing. Who that may be, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's all I could take from that. I mean, it has been a position of weakness for us for a couple of years. We've chopped and to be honest, it's been a position of weakness for about 10 years. We've chopped and changed there. I can't honestly remember the last solid left back we had who played there. Probably Charlie Taylor, to be fair. So I don't know. When I saw Phil's article, I kind of thought, maybe somebody's on the way out here, and for their own career, really. Maybe Bielsa's had a word and said, look, because you've got Leif Davis in the wing, waiting in the wings as well, who shows a lot of promise. So maybe Barry Douglas might want to go and finish his career actually playing, and he probably sees his opportunities to play further away. But I'd be very surprised because I like Barry Douglas. He's a good player. I think he rightfully deserves a shot at the Premier League. So it'll be definitely be interesting what's going to happen there. Or do you know something? Maybe just wants to play Dallas in his regular position, and maybe sees Alioski better as an attacker than as a defender, which I'd have to agree, particularly in Premier League.
Yeah, you don't want Alioski getting out of position against Manny and that, do you? Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Looking at your back four and thinking, oh yeah, Alioski's got it covered at left back. As much as we all love him, I mean, it would be sad for Baz, like if indeed he was to move on, especially what happened with Wolves. He goes up, he's then binned off, and if it happened again, I mean, there was Joe Bryan was mentioned in the article itself. I mean, as good as he is going forward, there is always question marks about his positioning. I think if you look at that game we played, we we absolutely just got them on the right every single time. Do you know what I mean? Because he was always forward. So I don't know if he's the answer. What do you think? What do you make to Joe?
Well, like we said on phone, Joe, because we speak, fairly regularly. I kind of weirdly think that we might see some tactical changes from Bielsa next year. We might see 4-2-3-1. In that case, then the defensive aspect of your fullbacks is not as sort of focused upon as it is playing, 4-1-3-1, whatever we play at the moment. Can't work it out, to be honest. So, maybe that's it. I get a feeling that Bielsa probably wants more options to be a bit more fluid in the way he sets his teams up next year against, certain teams that I still think will be attacking. But I think in certain games, he may also be very mindful that we need to be solid defensively. So 2 holding midfielders would provide a little bit of that for him.
Yeah. I don't know where Oscar's gone, honestly.
Is that it? Is that enough?
He lives in Southport, mate. It must be something to do with the Wi-Fi. Every time
got Wi-Fi in Southport.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think he's coming back now. Let's see. Are you sorted, Oscar, or what? What's going on?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't even know what this is anymore.
He's got dial-up, haven't you, in Southport?
Oh, mate. You just don't get Wi-Fi over here.
No, don't look that way. But mate, 4-2-3-1, we were discussing it over there, weren't we, Oscar, saying, because I know that Florentino Luis was mentioned, and I know AC Milan and other clubs, and maybe it's like, listen, there's a lot of paper guff in there. There'll be a lot of but when I did see that, and I thought about the 4-2-3-1, and I just like the idea of Calvin having another beast alongside him, and we know how good Calvin is. If we've got someone similar to play alongside him, it'd be great. But there was a lot of people in the comments weren't having any of it. To be fair, they were saying, they were like, Bielsa wouldn't change it ever. He never has. You're wrong. There was other people who agreed, but quite a lot of it, to be fair, was saying that's not going to happen. But I don't think Bielsa's that set in his ways that he's not going to look at the Premier League and maybe think, as a squad, can we take on these teams, gun ho? I think he will switch it up a little. I think anyway.
Yeah, if you listen to his book, The Madness and Quality of Marcelo Bielsa by Tim Rich, he has done that at a few clubs before. So it's not, fair enough under our stewardship of Bielsa, he's stuck very rigidly to how he wants to play. But I think he saw that as being effective in Championship, and he probably thought that what he'd got in his team were enough to overpower teams. Yeah. Whereas you're not potentially going to get that in the Premier League when you're playing against teams, with the quality of Mane and Salah and people like that. I mean, the only probably equivalent is Benrahma and Boemo and Watkins at Brentford, or Knockout and Cavallero at Fulham. And, they're still really not Premier League quality as yet as a team. Whereas, you step into the Premier League and look at some of the players you could come up against. And, we'll have to wait and see. But I do think he'll want a bit more flexibility in his side in the way he can set them up. Yeah,
100%. And which is the one you're most looking forward to, mate?
Scummers. Scummers at Ellen Road, to be honest. That one. It was always the one as a kid when we were in the Premier League that, growing up in Barnsley, a lot of kids I went to school with were either Barnsley fans or Scummers. So it was good. Obviously, Barnsley and Leeds were never in the same division, so it was a good opportunity just to have a bit of banter with those at school, really. So yeah, the Scummers will be one I'll look out for. But you know something, mate? Like, let's want to enjoy it next year. Back on match, back in big games. Back, on the world stage, if you like. It's just going to be enjoyable, and I think that the way we'll go about it is we'll not be like a Bournemouth who'll just try and stay in the division. I think, although we'll probably do it with some control, we'll still have a go and still try and enforce our game on people, which will be nothing but exciting. It might always go our way, but we might surprise a few next year.
Yeah, I'm totally on board with that, mate, as well. I'll always try and remain positive, and I just know that I'm going to have to set myself up for when we've been battered 4-0 by City. I'm going to have to sit here and go, don't worry, guys, it's all right. These things are going to happen, because they are, guys, and I'm prepared for that. I'll get absolutely battered for it, but people need to realise there will be times where we do make mistakes and we're punished. But a lot of the time, we're going to surprise, a lot of the teams I see us do. I think we will pick up results against the odd big team. I genuinely think that. But, I know it might sound daft, but I could easily see us doing a Sheffield United and a Wolves, mate. Don't want to get too carried away, but famous last words. But I don't think we're good. That's a lovely ball through, by the way. I don't think we're going to be worried about relegation. Maybe that's too naive, and it's been 16 years that we've been out there. But I just look at the lower end of the Prem, and I don't see there being that much difference. I know Adrian Durham came out the other day, and I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter, and he was saying it's all your arrogant Leeds fans thinking there isn't that much of a step. I don't see there being. Do you? Between the bottom, the Watfords and
I don't. But the thing is, people like Adrian Durham who've at glance has seen Leeds this year. Bielsa will not go up to the Premier League and sort of rip up the playbook and decide to then start taking teams on. Like he will focus his entire life on whoever the game is on Saturday. We're not going to go into any game next season not fully prepared for the game in which we're going to play in. So I think we've got to be realistic in his expectations. And for me, I said it on a Wolves podcast I did the other day that really the goal for next year is to stay in the division. However that may come. If we end up 16th, brilliant. If we end up, breaking 12th, 13th, brilliant. And there's every chance as well we might end up in a relegation battle. It is what it is. But like Adrian Durham, he tends to forget 16 years we've been in the abyss. And the way that we've to coin the phrase Adam Forshaw, romped the division this year. Of course, Leeds fans are riding the crest of a wave. It's been an absolutely turgid 16 years of hell, to be honest. I remember joining the supporters trust, for example, just because I was so pissed off with seeing players being sold and replaced by executive boxers, and every young player we ever got thinking, they'll be on the way soon. You Lewis Kutcher, Johnny Howson's, all them players. And do you know what? Next year we just got to enjoy the ride a little bit, and we've got the hoodoo off us back of that 16 years now. So let's get back to the Premier League. Stay up next year and then start to build like Radrazani's talked about, the 3-year plan of staying in the Premier League, enforcing ourselves there and then build from there. And, it's going to be exciting if nothing else.
Exactly, mate. And I'm with you. I can't wait. Honestly, it's been far too long. I'm so excited. Like, it's mad. Like the other day, I was on Twitter and I put something out from the All Leeds TV account and it got retweeted and with a comment, and this comment I had to translate. I've noticed a lot of that. I'm having to translate a lot of tweets nowadays because we're getting press from all over the world. I'm so thankful it's got that translate button because we'd be knackered anyway. I pressed translate and it translated it from Japanese, and then I sort of sat at work because a lad I work with is a Scum fan, and I said to him, these are the sort of bits, even that little moment I thought, we're back in the big time, because all of a sudden I had a Japanese person retweeting our stuff with a comment and he had a Leeds badge with a Premier League lion on it, and I was like, I've never known, it's just mad, innit? Like the reach of the Premier League for us to, overnight, I think Digital Wilson had said, like, overnight Leeds United on Twitter had gained like 30,000 followers. Now, whether you were like that or not as a Leeds fan who's been through the shit and you think, well, where were they kind of thing. But that's just how big the Premier League, like, the reach is, isn't it? It's mad.
Mate, we've seen it at Talking Shut. I mean, from Leeds getting promoted, we've had requests. We've done Talk Sport. Ben had a bit in the Belcher report. I've done a Wolves podcast. Like, everybody just wants the 10 penny for Leeds now because we've been out of it for so long. And, I speak to a lot of people who are involved, like fans of other clubs or involved at other clubs, and they all, like, secretly in private admit that they want to see Leeds back in the Premier League because they were part of the group that started in the Premier League, and and they know that we're probably an old school club that have got an old school stadium and old school fans and old school fan approach to things, and we'll bring a bit of something different to Premier League next year, because I know obviously since football's come back it's been behind closed doors, but you look at some of the games when it weren't behind closed doors, it was dull and boring, and at least we might upset a few people with the way that we are. We might be a bit controversial from time to time, but as long as it's all done in a good way, it can only be a good thing.
Yeah. Oscar's so happy. Where have you been, mate? Have you popped out and started?
Oh, mate.
Just I don't know, I'm an absolute Western super here, the Wi-Fi, but I think I'm there now, guys.
You're sorted now, mate. You're in the conservatory, yeah? It's all going down.
Yeah, it's all good, mate. It's all good.
Yeah, good times. Guys, I don't suppose you know.
Oh, hold on, mate. My dog's just having a fight mid-FA Cup final. Oi! Sorry, carry on. Sorry,
Say, Gaz is more ITK than us anyway. So do you know when do you? It said someone's asked Michael 20 fan. He's always on with us. Thank you, mate. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for the question to be answered, but me and Gaz went on a bit of a rant. But he said, when does Bielsa's contract expire? I'm was it yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah.
Right, okay. And you're confident that it's going to get done, right? He's just wanting assurances.
Mate, he's still in Weatherby.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. He's still in Weatherby, and he was at Everton, Bournemouth. That's all I need to know.
Exactly.
Once he gets his assurances, listen, I just think it's a formality. If I'm really honest, I think it's probably the fact that the turnaround is so. That's a great goal, by the way. He's offside. He's offside, but what a finish! What a finish!
That won it.
Unreal goal, that, by the way. But
this is what we've got to look forward to, man. Just top football.
But yeah, I mean, I do, and this will probably come back and be a soundbite and kill me. But I do think it's just a case of being a bit of a formality. To be honest, I think we saw it last year. Bielsa didn't rush last year to re-sign for a year, but all the noises coming out of Bielsa's camp and Argentina and everywhere else is that he will sign for another year. And, you know, it's very clear that Leeds have got under his skin. And the fact he's still in Weatherby, to me, just says that it's going to get done. If it had been on the first plane to Buenos Aires, I'd have been a bit more worried, but it weren't.
And do you know what as well? Like, I couldn't believe it when I read this from LUFC data the other day. Like, 13 more games, and this is the longest time he's ever spent at a football club. And that for me is amazing because it just shows how much he has fell in love with this football club and the story behind it. And
hello.
That's a vibe.
That's a penalty.
He's got
to go here, isn't he? He's got to go here, isn't he? Ref bottled it. He's got to go here.
Is he giving it?
Bottled it.
Yeah, he's giving it. Yellow card. Is it not double jeopardy though? No, does that still a rule where if they give a penalty, you can't? Or is that goalkeeper?
Watch this here. Watch.
Oh.
No, does he think that Kurt Zuma's got back enough there or what? But for me, he's got to go there. Look, that's a foul.
Yeah. Clumsy out of Aspilicueta, isn't it? It's someone who experienced head as well, and he's just clumsy defending that. Really,
he's just got caught wrong side, hasn't he? And realised that he's going to score here. So
game on. Who's taking this, guys? Who's your man?
It's got to be that man, hasn't it? Aubameyang.
To be honest, mate, I've not watched Premier League football for ages because I just focus on Championship. So
same, you know. Like
Tony Adams still play for Arsenal.
I'm having to I'm still listening to Championship podcasts. I put one on today, second tier, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, I think I need to start looking for my Premier League ones now. And I've started listening to that Game Day on TalkSport, but I need somewhat just done by normal folk, do you know what I mean, that focus on. So anyone who's got any suggestions about Premier League podcasts, apart from obviously talking short and the rest, but just something that looks at a broad Premier League. Does any do you listen to any or
not at minute now?
No.
I said to my missus earlier, who just sat off camera and she refuses to be on camera, so she's just off there. I says, I fired FIFA up and I was like, just think next year Ellen Road will be on this. And she just looked at me with utter disgust.
I can't wait, man.
She's shaking her head now off camera.
Right.
It looks like
Aubameyang.
Aubameyang's going to take it. Good head of hair he's got there. Like that. Good.
Yeah. It's the what's it called, man? The airline, innit? We don't have that luxury.
He's got a better airline than me and you, Joe. Anyway, he's doing well. Where you going, lads? I'm going bottom left.
Top
right.
Yeah.
Goal. Bottom left is look at the goal.
Top bins.
Bottom left.
Is it Gabon International? Aubameyang?
Yeah.
Bottom left here, lads. Bottom left. Bottom right, obviously.
Tell you what, though, game on and buzzing with that, because I was worried. These, like with Chelsea and like with Derby at times last season, there were stages where Frank Lampard's sides can blow teams away. Do you know what I mean? They can, but they've got to take the chances. Do you know what I mean?
Lads, I'm going to be controversial here. I think next year's kit of ours will have the stripes down the sides of the body, but not on the sleeves.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they wear Adidas as well. Purely because I watched Aberdeen today, obviously on a Ryan Edmondson scouting mission, and looking at Arsenal now, and both of them wearing new Adidas strips, and both of them have got them down the sides, but not on the sleeves.
Yeah.
Good point. As long as it's got that Premier League badge though there.
Mate, I'd go for an all-white. I don't know how you feel about this, Oscar. I'd go for an all-white, and then down the side, blue, yellow, blue. Blue and yellow trim on the sleeves, and a blue and yellow trim on the collar, and I'm all on board with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just got to be blue and yellow. I hate all these, like, to be honest, I didn't mind it this year. What do we call it? Platinum this year, whatever technical. Grey, basically. It's grey to me, but it's, I just like blue and yellow. Blue and yellow. I always think the away kit should be yellow. To be honest, I'm a bit boring, but I just love Leeds in a yellow away kit. There's something about it. It just always look right to me. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a kit at the end of the day, guys.
True.
What we're doing it that matters.
Having a laugh there, isn't he? Come on.
Drew wants to turn his man card in there. That's a bit pathetic, to be honest.
Yeah, it was like. There's Tammy sporting the Calvin. Everyone wants to be like Calvin, don't they?
Jody Morris, Leeds legend.
Jody Morris.
What about that absolute cockwomble? I don't even want to speak his name.
Which one, mate?
Getting the Oldham job.
Oh.
No, he who shall not be talked about.
Yeah.
We'll move swiftly on from him.
Do you not remember, guys? I tried to find it before. I was talking to someone when I came on your podcast, and they were noised that you were going to be a coach at Borough, and I sat there and I went, "I'm going to go at ground."
Joe went all angry and started about Harry Kewell. Do you know what? I don't wish ill on Oldham because they've had some rough times in recent years, and their ground's horrific. But I hope he don't win a game and gets binned after 5 games or something ridiculous like that.
I know.
Man's just a total shit pipe, isn't he?
Yeah, horrid human being. He's so good on the ball, isn't he?
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Has he really given a foul the other way? How was that?
I know. Unless he's put his hand on him, but I thought that would have been soft, like.
Oh, did Alonso run into him? Let's have a look at this. Yeah, to be fair, Alonso pulled him back.
I mean, he's threw himself to the floor a little bit too much, if you ask me, but this is what we're going to have to get used to, though, aren't we? This is what I mean.
Like, all these antics, yeah.
Yeah, when Calvin's putting people in the bin, they'll be just rolling about. Fine.
Come live on the internet and everybody starts cutting the lawns. What's wrong with people?
I tell you, I'm not looking forward to VAR.
No. You just know there's going to be 2 or 3 decisions like that. They're going to just be the 90 plus 4th minute. It's just going to go against us at Ellen Rose. And it's just going to, you just know it's coming. That's the thing. I've kind of accepted it now. You just know it's going to come. Man United away, something like that. Just some fucking soft penalty or something.
Hopefully, there's enough scope to make some better changes before it starts next year.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, innit? I mean, the whole offside thing, that needs to change. Well, maybe that doesn't, but I mean, when they're checking the fucking inch of an air and that, it's BS. But, like, especially the handballs in the box. I mean, the one with Lucas and stuff when he's falling over is just an absolute joke.
It looks like
that was embarrassing, that, wasn't it?
Ooh. Got Jakanji who's telling us that we are going to be getting Argentinian centre back. I don't know if that's that quarter. Let's have a look.
If it's come through. He must have sent it to you, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it always keeps me up to date.
It was mentioned in the article that Phil put in, weren't it?
Quarter.
Yeah, quite heavily.
We had Focus on Leeds on the podcast on Wednesday. and he'd done a bit of research into him, and he said reads the game really well, not the fastest. So yeah, he sounds like he sounds a little bit like Ben White, to be honest. We'll just have to wait and see, I think.
That's the thing. I don't think pace is that important in the centre back these days. I think just if you can read the game, you just make up for it, don't you? I think it's one of them. I can't think of many top class centre backs that are known for the just because they're quick kind of thing. I think a full back, obviously you're up against a pacey winger, you need to have a bit of speed on you. But yeah, I think if he can read the game well, if he's good on the ball, he's not making daft little mistakes and that lot, then why not? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we didn't think we'd ever replace Ben White. I didn't think we'd replace Pontus, and we got a better improvement. Why can't we do it again? Now we've got more funds available. We're in a better league. I don't see why not, mate. I think if as long as he shares similar qualities, I'm happy with that one, guys.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Oscar, I was like Division 4 Wakefield Sunday League best centre half 2007, 2008, and I'm like talking a caravan. So yeah, everything you've just said is absolutely true. Yeah. But no, yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. Yeah, reading of the game gets you out of them situations where sometimes centre halves who are a bit more pacey, when they make a mistake, they can make up for it with their pace. Yeah. But if you can read game well, then you don't need that sort of get out of jail free card. Obviously, you still need a bit of pace. Can't be a complete slouch, but yeah, we'll have to see on that one. I think mentioned in Phil's article along with a couple of others as well. So 2 young lads down at Swansea, weren't they, as well?
Yeah, Wilmot and Cabano.
But that's the thing. Listen, we all want Ben White in the door. He's been absolutely unreal. But if he doesn't, then I have full faith that whoever comes in, a couple of weeks with Bielsa, man, will be sound. Do you know what I mean? Because look what's happened to look what he's done to Ben White. Do you know what I mean?
I've got a feeling as time goes on with Ben White that Brighton just might be to the point where they'll just make him stay there just for the sake of being a little bit vindictive. If I'm
really, I mean, they've signed the guy from Ajax, didn't they? And I seen the other day as well on because I'm sat at work now just looking at the transfer stuff coming through, and I seen they were after a fullback as well. So I think dog shite that, isn't it?
That's cool. Yeah. I don't know. I think the Ben White one will run on and on and on and on because Brighton will want the best deal. There's obviously bigger teams than us, which is hard to believe there's any bigger teams than us. Involved in it. So I think it might rumble on a little bit. To be honest, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but whatever happens, man, we'll be right come kickoff. But it was nice to get a bit of thing from Phil the other day out of the Athletic. Just because with Phil it's going to be bang on. You know what I mean? Like we've seen some guff. I've seen some people put it in the comments when we were mentioning about the left back situation. These links to Danny Rose and to Delph, etc. I mean, what is that? I mean, that's
it's got to be false, doesn't it?
The thing with that, Joe, Oscar, is that it just doesn't fit Bielsa's MO. He likes working with young players. Like we're not going to take Danny Rose and Fabian Delph back just because they're ex-Leeds players. It's not what he does. It's not his way of, it's not his way of working. When we get promoted to Premier League, you're always going to get linked with names because you're suddenly up there and. It opens up a new sort of market of players. Arsenal have got a chance here.
Jack rolling a Lacazette there.
Yeah, it opens up a new market of players. So you're always going to get the links, and you're always going to get, agents wanting to move players on and linking them with clubs and stuff like that. And it's easy to sort of buy into it a little bit that we'll have Edison Cavani leading the line, and we'll have X player and Y player playing in this position for us. Ultimately, I think we'll sign 5 players, like Angus has said. Maybe a step up in quality in certain positions. But I would not be surprised at all to start the first game of next season against Chelsea at Ellen Road, which is my prediction, with Bamford leading the line, Calvin Holding, Adam Forshaw alongside him and Jack Harrison, Elder Costa playing out wide with probably Gianni Alioski at left back. That wouldn't surprise me at all because Bielsa trusts those players and that's everything to him. So, we're just going to have to wait and see and be patient and sort of believe in the process.
Yeah, we all remember that first game under Bielsa against Stoke, and I remember being in Foster's fan zone and seeing it line up and going, "What the fuck's it? It's the same bloody team, man. What's going on?" And then we went and played it, and to be honest, right, that there was one of my best times. Just seeing it was a sunny day, and I was going to Sean and grab because he goes mad at me like a proper squeeze. Don't squeeze me, and I just go. Oh! I get excited. I just get excited, and I squeeze him, and he goes mad at me. But I just said, man, this is amazing. I'll never forget that. Genuinely, just seeing that, the way we just and Saiz was on top form then as well, and he was a special talent, man. I just wish his attitude was bang on because he was unreal, man.
Yeah, definitely. But you can see, mate, why he's been at Real, Atletico, all these big clubs and never made it because his attitude's always going to let, his ego and his attitude are always going to let him down. But, yeah, incredible talent. Yeah, that game for me was watching Paul Eckenbottom in the Sky studio and the Sky pundit turned to him and said, "Why couldn't you do that with this team, Paul?" And he just basically went, "I don't know." That was basically his answer. I've got no answer for you, to be real honest. But yeah, do you know what, mate? It'll be exciting. And, if it is the same 11 that finished the season, believe in Bielsa, believe in the process, and I still think we'll be okay.
Yeah, definitely. We've just had one come in from Michael 20. He sent me a little DM on Twitter, so I'll just have a quick read. It's coming from a journal with a blue tick, so it must be Manu Landjon. Says that Inter Milan are in negotiations with Emmanuel Dennis from Club Bruges. Do we know?
I saw that link earlier.
Yeah. Do we know anything off him or?
No, to be honest, mate, I've took to the point now of just reading what Phil puts and then leaving rest.
And watching it on a daily basis, of course.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
There's just so much opportunity in there to teams agents to flog clients by linking them to clubs and stuff like that. Yeah. But I don't know, mate. I saw it earlier. Exactly what you're talking about. I think is it Sports Witness on Twitter. Yeah. They linked it earlier, but no. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know the kid. I've never heard of him.
No. I mean, I get sent them, and I'm really grateful for everyone that does send. But sometimes you can see the growth from the thing. I was sent one the other day on Instagram about us paying 25 million for a Celtic striker, and he was already on his way to Leeds. And I was like, it's no point going through that one. But listen, that's why when I seen the Athletic, that was it. I thought, right, that's all that's getting done because you know that it's 100% bob on at that time,
Well, the thing is, mate, we've discussed many times before the props have been ITK, and to be honest, there is none. Obviously, I mentioned Che Adams on our podcast and got dogs abuse for roughly about 3 weeks. And then Phil mentioned Che Adams, and I still continue to get dogs abuse for about 3 weeks. So it's just really, really not worth it. And literally, like the Che Adams link, I literally got off a lad who played in non-league with Che Adams, basically.
Really?
And again, I just mentioned it, and it's just not worth it. It just really ain't worth it.
We've received a lot of backlash for the kit, putting out the kit.
For who? Sorry?
For the kit, for showing pictures of that kit, and people are like, it's the wrong badge. It's like you don't. That's some kid's done that. It's done on it's on his bedroom wall or something. And I'm like, the guys, man, this is what we're led to believe it is. I believe Phil Hayes said it on on his Phil Hayes show that it basically is. But I mean, yeah, it is mad. I'm dying to, when it gets confirmed, if that's the one, just tweet it all out.
Listen, mate, I'm not in the know in the slightest, but we got wind of Jamal Blackman before he signed. I don't know if I messaged you, Joe, And literally, we tweeted it out from talking shit. We were quite in his infancy at that point. So it was like a good way of kind of growing us a little bit. And we bobbed it out there, and we got, again, dogs abuse. Got told that the picture of him at Thorpe Arch, it wasn't Thorpe Arch, it was Chelsea's training ground. And then the week after, when he actually signed, loads of in-the-know Twitter accounts took full props from nicking our story early doors. And to that point, it just really ain't worth it. Just wait to see him holding that shirt in front of the East Stand. And then, yeah, it's worth it at that point. Because
I remember when Spygate happened, we got a message from a lad who basically knew Dwayne Holmes, who was at Derby at the time.
Yeah.
And he'd messaged him and said, look, it would be Bielsa. You know, Lampard's just told us all. And we got that message, and people were saying, oh, what's going on? Da, da, da. And I wanted to say, but I thought, if it's wrong, I would have been absolutely fucking... So sometimes having that information, it's not even worth putting it out there, is it? Because even if it's wrong one tiny little bit, you'll get absolutely battered. But then when it happened, I was like, fuck, man, we could have broke that. You know what I mean? But it's not worth it, is it, man? I tell you what, I will bring up. I've just seen a lovely comment, and do you know what? I haven't discussed it. Where is it? What are your thoughts on that? On the Chef Wednesday 12-point deduction, and it's starting next year, which I'm a little bit. I think that's bang out. I don't know what you guys.
That's totally out of order, isn't it? I mean, Wigan, they get deducted points like this season, but Sheffield Wednesday get away with it. It doesn't make any sense, does it at all? It just doesn't make sense why it's one rule for one. I mean, if you're going to say Wigan get points taken off, take points off Sheffield Wednesday as well. Yeah. You know, it's just to save Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, they're going to go down anyway next season. I can't see how they're going to stay up with 12 points deducted, with Monk in charge. Loads of players probably leaving. They're in financial ruin. They're going to go down anyway, so that's quite funny in its own way. But you know, it's. But yeah, no, it's totally wrong. I mean, Derby, still no news on Derby either. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they get included in this as well. We've got 2 points deductions on the go, but it's harsh, mate. I think it's really harsh, to be honest, on Wigan.
Yeah, not on Chef Wednesday. Did you see the video today of that old man saying,
with the turkey?
Leeds are falling apart. We're going to catch them. I was just like, this is a thing that people forget. And I know, guys, you've done the Norwich thing today. I said it on a video before. Leeds fans never, ever forget. And listen, we have took so much battering that when eventually we get that chance to believe you're going to get it, and you're going to get it in spades. Do you know what I mean? So it's class. Like, everyone hates it, but we love it, man. Like shithouses with the cliques of the football fan world, and I love it.
Mate, I literally sat on that video from Norwich talking for 18 months, and I was like, I'm going to use that when you get relegated and we get promoted. At the time, I didn't really make much comment. I think we retweeted it without comment. That bloke with a load of marbles in his mouth getting a shit. Then today, I thought, do you know what? Now feels like a really good time just to dig that back up and just address the fact that, we were right with our self-indulgent twaddle.
It was class. It's so funny. Like, everyone got it. Like, and when we were beating like Fulham and the scripted and pattern movements, and then Steve Cooper, it's just brilliant. And him who's just been on the screen. I'm telling you, when we do the double, there's a lovely little special bet on Sky Bet. I think you can get 20-1 for Leeds to do the double against Chelsea home and away. And I'm like, it's surely worth a £5 or a £10 of that. Because I think we could. I think, and like you said, Gaz, I agree. Sky, that'll be first game of season. That Lampard, Bielsa, what a curtain raiser. I think that'll be the case, won't it?
Yeah, there's so many stories Sky can write next year, and let's be honest, Sky the majority of the Premier League anyway. So there's so many stories, you know, Pep and Marcelo for City, Leeds and Lampard. There's just so many lines of of scripture they can write to build up games, which will be great. But what has been great in the last couple of days is to see how many fans absolutely having their piss boiled because Leeds are back. I mean, I've never been blocked by so many fans that I don't care about. So like fans and
Brighton fans.
Like, wow, they're just so flaky, aren't they? Like they're just not used to the Premier League of having Leeds in it.
No. Can you imagine? Like, I think some of them are going to get a real shock. Like, hopefully, the fans can be back soon. But some of these, you know, listen, I know we shouldn't really speak about these sort of individuals, but when Paul Scholes speaks, not that I say these sort of individuals as though he's like some wrong un, but you know what I mean. And when he speaks about, like, and I know Fergie said it in the past about going, yeah, the Liverpool's a derby, etc., but they were real venom at Leeds United. They was real vicious, and Scholes loved playing in that attitude, in that atmosphere. He said it. They were baying for blood, kind of thing. And I genuinely think there'll be a lot of footballers and fans that'll come and shrink under that roar. I don't know what you guys think.
Mate, there'll be a few clubs that'll be hoping that they can get to Leeds before the fans are back in.
Yeah.
I interviewed Emerson Boyce for the Terrace podcast. I'm sure you don't mind me shouting the guys out from the Terrace.
Of course,
I chucked in there, like I said, look, you know, like playing at Ellen Road, what's it been like for you? And he said, I played in a youth game there, and then he said, and I played in the first team game there. Said, and you walked out, and that massive stand in front of you, the East stand. He said, and you walked out, and it's just an absolute cauldron of noise. He said, it was intimidating. And let's be honest, next year it'll be mega intimidating when we get fans back in the place, and hopefully, and you know that'll be what a lot of Premier League sides are not used to. They're used to these really sanitary, sporting bowls, and you know, like a lot of like touristy type people who are, you know, they might be in London for a weekend, so they go take in a Premier League game. Whereas at Leeds, you're just going to get a partisan crowd of fans who waited 16 years and are baying for blood, and it'll be how some teams sort of react to that. And I'm sure when we get our fans back in next year, the atmosphere will be absolutely piping. Like, and I'm mega excited for it. Even though I have to seat up around Ellen Road, I'm super excited for next year.
I mean, Oscar, like, I know it's come up to half time, guys. It's one apiece. Penalty from Aubameyang and a lovely goal from Pulisic. But you know, like, I know he's a friend of ours, Billy. I think Ben actually from Talking Shut tweeted it out. They're the sort of fans that are in the Prem. I know Brentford out there, but it's just a good example where they did their chant of goals in the first half, goals in the second half, goals, 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 goals. And I always remember the town fan and the bounce around if you love the town. And I just see them. I know they're not in the Prem, but I look and think that's the sort of shit that goes down in the Prem. And they're going to get a shock.
Half and half scarves as well. Don't forget them.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be. It's going to be.
Last season when Hazard was still in the Prem, I think it was Brighton that played. Like, Hazard scored a hat trick. I think they won like 5-0. Hazard was going off the pitch, and someone in the Brighton end, like Brighton fan, had up, Hazard, can I have my shirt, please? I'm thinking, fuck off. He's just like destroyed you 5-0. Probably almost put you down, and you're asking for his shirt. I mean, fuck's sake, what's that about?
Yeah.
I'm going to leave you guys in a bit. I'll drop back on after, but I can smell my tea cooking. But my lad today has received his training kit from his new football club, and it's red.
Oh, right. You're gonna have to do like some sort of washing, like.
So, talking about getting an Eden Hazard shirt, I'm not interested. I'm really uncomfortable that my son's got a red hoodie in his wardrobe upstairs. With I feel uncomfortable. I feel unwatchable, to be honest. But
mate, I went to pre-season and I seen some lads from Darlow Whites who I used to go with, and they go home and away and they're really staunch. And they liked the shirt, but they were that staunch that they haven't bought a Leeds shirt since we've been sponsored by 32 Red, because it had the words red on it. That's how staunch they were. So, like, when I wear my red trainers and that, if they see me, they'd absolutely lynch me. But yeah, just because it had 32 Red on, just the words, they wouldn't have it. And I thought, wow, that's dedication. That's insane. Insanity.
I've raced to get promoted at work because we get to wear a white helmet. I'll leave it with you. I'll join you back, lads, for the second half.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for coming on.
Peace.
Yeah, man. Absolute pleasure having Gaz on. Top
As
man.
always, top class. Hopefully you'll join us back again, Gaz. But half time, mate. Half time, and it's I think we're gonna have to check our DMs, aren't we?
Jakanji's always sliding into the DMs with all his.
This isn't Tinder, though. We'll just emphasise that. It's not like Tinder. This we're not. We're not promoting Tinder here, unless they want to sponsor us. If they do, get in touch. Fantastic sponsorship opportunity. It's. But anyway, get in touch, Tinder, if you want to sponsor us. But, or any dating site for that matter, or any sponsor for that matter. Not that we're desperate, but just get in touch.
Yeah, man. But yeah, some really good talking points there with Gaz, and we've not really focused much on the game. We've seen the goals, the well taken goal by Pulisic, wasn't it?
I mean, that's the difference in quality we face. I mean, you don't see other than maybe Ben Rama on his absolute day. Pereira maybe on his absolute day. You don't see much of that in the Championship with someone who can take on like 4 or 5 players and just go ooh, like that, just round them like that. It's just it's players like that who you just can't do anything about them. You just got to try and have a system so compact that you just crowd them out almost. Have like 6 or 7 players around them. You make it as difficult as possible. But moments like that, I know Arsenal should defend it better. Arsenal, you expect better from them. But for Leeds United, players doing that, there's not much you can do about it, is there really?
No. He's done well there.
You just got to make sure you don't gift players like that opportunities. Don't make stupid mistakes. If they're going to score against you, make them work for it. Make them produce a moment like Salah, Mane, capable of absolute moments of brilliance. I was watching back some of the match of the day from the last Premier League game of the season. I think you mentioned earlier on, and Mane. You're looking at these players and you're thinking, on their day they can score 4 or 5, without even blinking, kind of thing. So. That's what we've got to face up to, but every team's got the same problem. There's quality players in the Premier League, and that's why you want to be there. You want to go up against the best and test yourself against the best. If we produce performances like Charlton, Derby, and Fulham, etc., we can compete with anyone. If we can produce that, it's just how we go about it. Interesting to see Gaz mentioned about the 4-2-3-1 as well. It's getting a lot of mention everywhere that it feels like we're going to go to that system, and it'd be interesting, mate. Give Pablo just that 10 role and just get 2 workhorses behind him. I'm all for it. Interesting what happens to Click with that system, whether Click drop back or Click will move into 10. Who knows? But at the end of the day, Premier League, there's no room for sentiment. It's just got to be what works best for the team at the end of the day.
Yeah. And with Bielsa, Oscar, we know that he'll switch it in game. He'll switch it after 10 minutes if he needs to.
Yeah, if he's not happy.
100% he'll switch it up. Someone was just asking there about VAR, Alistic Yassin. What do we make on that? I'm not looking forward to it. Are you, mate?
Nah, not at all. I think the thing is, it's the delay on it. It's not so bad. I don't mind VAR in a sense, but it's the delay I don't like. I think it's this, as you said before, where it's like little tiny margins like that. Is he offside by that? I can't be arsed with that. You lose the whole momentum of the game. If in the last minute of the game, you're 1-0 down, you get an equaliser, and then next thing, 4 or 5 minutes, you're just searching the offside for that. You lose all the momentum even if you give them the goal, because after that, the crowd's gone back down. It's all. I don't like it. It's up there with the drinks break and the 5 subs rule for me. For me, either reinvent it or just don't use it at all. But they're going to use it because they've invested so much. But surely there's got to be like a 30-second limit or something like that, and say if you've not come to a decision after 30 seconds and it's not clear and obvious, you've just got to get on with it. You just got to get on with it and say at the end of the day, the game's the game. That's the thing. It's football. There's going to be human error. There's always going to be an element of human error, even with VAR. It's only red cards.
Oscar. It adds to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it's still the thing is, football is never going to be something where it's a right or wrong answer. You give a penalty decision, you're always going to have 50% who think it is, 50% who think it's not. It's not clear. You don't often get very, very obvious decisions. It's not It's not like cricket where you say you go to or tennis where you go to Hawkeye and it's categorically out. It's a fact. It's out. It's gone out of play. Or you know what I'm kind of saying? You know, football. It's never going to be that kind of sport. There's always going to have to be some kind of human judgment, whether it's in a computer room with VAR or whether it's the referee on the pitch. There's always going to have to be some kind of judgment. But I don't know, mate. I just look at like the Australian League. I think that's one that's quite strong on the refereeing. With the idea of the mic up the referees so you can hear what they're saying. I really, really think that's the way forward, things like that. You know, I think it adds something to it. You know, you kind of know what the referee's thinking. And I don't know, I just think something like that where it's a bit of clarity, a bit more, the fans are a bit more involved in it. It's I don't know, mate. But I just know for a fact that VAR spoiled last season in the Premier League. There's so many decisions. You know, I think even Liverpool, you know, they won the title, but they got a few VAR decisions, and then you got people calling them Liverpool and all that lot, and it's just like, you know, bit like salty Man City fans mainly, but you know, it's I don't know, mate. I just can tell. I just know. Scum away. Martial will take a dive or something over Liam Cooper. They get a penalty, 90 plus 5th minute, and fucking Stretford end and all that. Like, you just know something like that in the season. You just know it's going to happen at some point. It happened to every team last season. I don't know, mate. I've rambled on a bit there.
No, hang on, mate. Be passionate about it, mate, and that's what,
honestly,
you know, that's what we like on the channel. You know, a bit passion, and that's what it's about. And I'm with you, mate. I'm all about that. I don't like the prospect of VAR, if I'm being totally honest, and it takes it out of it a little bit, you know, like it can. And when you see all these stop starts, it's not the best, is it? I don't know what's going on here. I'm just looking. Tony Adams sat there with Prince William and stuff, and Ramesh Ranganathan. I don't know.
That's an interesting conversation. I mean, you couldn't get 3 more different blokes. I mean, you got Tony Adams. He's just like, you know, he's just chilled, and you got Prince William. He's just like the fucking Prince William kind of thing, and you got Rowish Ranganathan. Why the fuck is Rowish Ranganathan there? Why is he there?
Yeah.
No offense to Rowish Ranganathan, but I don't know. It's a bit odd to me, that, mate. But there you go.
It is, mate. It is. I don't know why, unless of course he supports Chelsea or Arsenal.
Would you be surprised if this goes to extra time? From what you see in that first half, it seemed quite even to me, that first half. Obviously, we've not watched it at length, you know, or as much as we would the Leeds game, but it seemed pretty even. That, you know, I think Arsenal, obviously, we said feared for the worst when the Pulisic is doing that after 6 minutes, but they bounced back a bit. And they've put up a fight. Because let's be honest, you're looking at it. Chelsea's quality compared to Arsenal. Chelsea should win this game, and of course the media will defend Lampard if they lose this. He'll say, "Oh, it's his first season. He's got him." What more do you want? What more do you want? He's the next Pochettino. He's the next this. He's the next that. And you're just thinking, I don't know, mate. It's just like it is what it is. But I honestly see Lampard. You know, obviously looking at what transfer business Chelsea have done. They brought in Werner, Ziyech, for Havertz, all attacking players, but they clearly need defenders, and they're not going for him. So I'm happy, mate. I can see Lampard being in a bit of bother next season. I certainly don't see this big hype train of Chelsea title challenge. I just don't see it, to be honest, mate.
Well, Simon Tilbury is saying we need Joe more corners. Well, I have got a little bit of a bet on, so just to give you I went for a requester bet. So I've got Aubameyang and Abraham to score.
Okay.
The game to be a draw, and Xhaka and Jorginho to be carded. So we're drawing at the minute. We've got Aubameyang to score, so we need Abraham off the bench to put one in the back of the net. Xhaka and Jorginho to be carded.
He'll 100% get booked, Xhaka at some point.
Yeah, well, we've had yellow cards for Kovacic, Aspilicueta and Mount, but we need one for Jorginho. But we'll wait and see how that one goes out, guys. But
Mason Mount, I mean, have you seen... The only reason people rate Mason Mount is because he's English and young. I mean, I know he scored that goal against us at Ellen Road. It was a great goal, to be fair, and he went on this solo run. But, mate, I've seen him a couple of times, for England especially. I just look at him and think, he didn't really... At Derby, I thought he was outshone by Harry Wilson and Tomori last season. I just think he's overhyped to me, to be honest. But I don't know why I kind of went on to Mason Mount, why I started on him. Oh, yeah.
The scars. They're still there.
I just want BP just going through him. I want to go through him.
So we got to exercise the majority of them demons against Derby, but there's still a few scars against Fat Frank and Mount, etc. So they will be exercised next season as well. Believe me, we're only over a month now. Just having a look.
The way you put Fat Frank and then you said exercised at the end, just to that's a lovely mash of words. That lovely that.
Rhiannon says she plays.
Joe Wayne goes Alan Partridge
to finish top half at the end of next season. So this one, you only got 3-1. Actually, no, I suppose.
That's to be fair. That's I don't know. Were they good odds or do you think they're good?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. No.
Odds? No, I think yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Eddie to come on and score. Hot Rod Chris says that would be nice, wouldn't it? Old Eddie and Ketty are off the bench.
Eddie to get the winner.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't even think of that, mate. I did not even think of that as I took into the burger.
Oscar, I'm just going to leave it with you a sec. I just need to use the toilet. Tell me about this, guys. I know they don't have this on Match of the Day or out like that, but needs must. 2 secs, matey.
Keep your comments coming in, guys. I don't even know what that's referring to, Matt Davis. That advert with Mason Mount, not even a good finish. Crap. Oh, actually, I do. It was something like Shaw for Men or something like that, wasn't it? It was something bizarre, but yeah, anyway, I don't particularly rate Mason Mount. A couple of you have also said you put bets on a top 10 finish. Matthew Harrison, after seeing Sheffield United this season, I'm quite confident of a top half finish. Fair enough, yeah. Absolutely. I think Sheffield United, obviously, it's whether they maintain that now or whether it was a one-season wonder. Who knows? But to be fair, under Chris Wilder, that'll be an interesting battle again as well next season, won't it, guys? You know, Leeds versus Sheffield United after what happened last season. 2 cracking games, weren't they? You know, the one at Bramall Lane, the one at our place. Obviously, you got the mistake off Barry Douglas at our place when he completely lost Chris Basham, I think it was. And then obviously Dean Henderson made an absolute cock-up against us. So it was 2 good battles last season. I thought the 2 really, really high-quality games. So be interesting, guys. It will be interesting when we are, of course, playing them again. And there's obviously, you know, they picked us last season, but yeah, it'd be good to get another opportunity to play them. Chris's Leeds has said we will finish between 10th and 13th next season. Yeah, mate, I'd take that all day long. I'd take anything above the top 3 at this stage. Top 3, we keep playing well. I'd take that all day long, to be honest. You know, it's just avoid the bottom 3 and just keep playing well. You know, keep doing what we're doing, and maybe even a cup run as well. I'd take that all day long. You know, as long as we keep to our principles, I'll be very, very happy. Craig Fairclough, what's your thoughts on Leeds coming into an FA Cup draw for the 3rd round for a nice change? To be fair, mate, we have done in the Championship. Yeah, we always go in at the 3rd round in the Championship. I think League Cup, we might go in at a different stage. But yeah, anyway, Hot Rod Chris, mid-table finish next season will be good. Yeah, anything in that's avoiding relegation is good at this stage. You know, let's not forget, you know, it's a tough league, the Premier League. You know, I think pretty much every season you see at least one of the promoted clubs go down. You know, pretty much every season. I think it's been quite a while since all the promoted teams have stayed up. So we've got to make sure we haven't booked that trend, or we're not one of the 1 or 2 teams that go down. We've just got to make sure of that. And it doesn't really take a genius to say that as such. But an interesting one from Chris's Leeds. After reading Callum Wilson's running and pressing stats for last season, I'd take him. His average stats were better than the Liverpool front 3 for pressing. Yeah, I've mentioned Callum Wilson before. I really like Callum Wilson. I think he obviously finished the season just gone quite badly. I think he got 8 goals, which is nothing to write home about in the Premier League as such. But in terms of a team with better service into him, I think obviously we played better football than Bournemouth do. I think that's pretty much categorically a fact. Then yeah, I'd take Callum Wilson, to be honest. I think he fits well in what Bielsa wants from a forward. I think he does fit in well. And yeah, I don't see why not. I think he's a good fit, but whether we go in for him or not, who knows? To be honest, guys, who knows? It will certainly be interesting. I think it's just exciting to see when Phil Hay does tweet out announcing signings. I think it will be a massive, massive boost to us all. And hopefully, Ben White is one of them, guys. Hopefully, Ben White is one of them. I'm just going to refresh. What's the name? 1 second, guys. Just going to see. I don't think we've kicked off second half yet. I don't think so. Just waiting to see, guys. In fact, we have. Sorry, guys. We have kicked off second half. Pulisic is down injured there. Sorry, guys. I was rabbiting on there. I wasn't even looking at the TV there. Second half. Pulisic looks injured here. So potentially this is a massive, massive blow to Chelsea. Massive blow to Chelsea. Pulisic is such an important player in that team. And obviously, look at Pedro. I mean, Pedro has been a fantastic player in the past, but I think now, really, 34, 35, whatever he is, I don't think he's the same force he was. The same force he was, 4 or 5 years ago, to be honest. Paul Knowles, what would you think to try going for Will Hughes from Watford? I think he's a decent player. Yeah, I think he's decent, Will Hughes, but I'm not convinced, to be honest, he's better than what we already have, to be honest. I'm not convinced he's better than what we already have. Mate, Joe Wayman just joined us there. Pulisic injured. Pulisic has come off injured 2 minutes into the second half. What minute are you on, mate?
It's just showing
I'm 48-40, man.
Right, okay, I'm 49-15, I'll stop there.
Okay, I'll let you know when I'm chasing up. But yeah, Pulisic is off injured there, mate. So it's certainly a blow to Chelsea, isn't it? Pedro's come on. Pedro for Pulisic. Pedro 34, 35. Yeah. It's not really. That's a bit of a weakness, isn't it? That's certainly weakening them.
Yeah, there's a bit of chat there about Edmondson. Obviously, made his debut today. Nice to see, and I think a few more will go out. And the fact he went yesterday and he put him straight in the side. I know he came off the bench, but there was some gushing reports from the BBC. What's that? Sorry.
Encouraging if he gets opportunities. I think hopefully, obviously next week he's starting. Let's not forget he's still a young man, Edmondson. What I mean? I had in my head he was kind of 21, 22, but he's nowhere near that, is he? He's still. But yeah, I mean, just counting down now, mate. So 32, 33, 35. I've jumped up there. 30, 39, 40, 41.
I'm on 49-15. Where are you?
Oh, I thought you said 49.50. Oh shit! I've raced forward then. I'm 49.52.
Right, give us a sec.
Sorry, I thought you said 50.
Right, I'm going to stop on 55. 50 and 5.
Oh shit! Hang on. Right, play again. Right, play again. Right. I'm on 50-15.
All right, okay, wait there. I'm going to stop at 50-20.
Okay, shit, now.
Where are you now?
Go!
Where are you now? What are you on?
Right, 50-28.
Yeah, I'm on that. Sound.
Right, good man.
Yeah, Ellis has asked how good did Ryan play. By all accounts, mate, we've retweeted something from the All Leeds TV account. The BBC reporters have said he'd had a good debut. I didn't see the game myself. I've been working from home today on a Saturday, 1 in 3. I have to work, unfortunately. So yeah, I didn't see the game, but by all accounts, he's had a good 20-25 minutes. And I know the manager said, look, he was going to start him, but he'd only just come in. So I think next game he probably starts. So he's going to get some game time up there, and I'm really buzzing for him because it's a decent level for a lad of his age to be going in at, isn't it?
No, 100%. Yeah, it's a good opportunity for him, I think, for both club and player. I think as I said, though, I'll be a bit concerned if he doesn't do the business in the SPL. Let's be honest, Chris Boyd, Kenny Miller, there's been some absolute garbage that's done well in the SPL. So if he doesn't do well there, Gary Hooper, you'd be concerned if he doesn't do the business there.
Definitely. And like Hot Rod Chris says there's a lot of chat that Ryan was one of the only good things out of there today. So that's nice to see. But we'll have a bit of a concentration on the game. We've sort of neglected it a little bit, talking all things Leeds, haven't we, mate?
Yeah, but Leeds are on. We're more interested than this.
Yeah, true, man. I should expect nothing less, to be honest.
So James on the ball, he's gone for the through ball. He's gone for a little chipped ball up, but nah. I don't think Chelsea.
What's your thoughts on Giroud?
I like Giroud, to be honest. I think with Giroud,
he'd do well in a Bielsa side. Do you think?
Yeah, I think he would. I've mentioned it before when he had that little daft link with him a couple of weeks ago. I said he scored. He missed chances. I think that's what he gets a bit of stick for. But what he offers in terms of link-up play, I think is fantastic. I mean, you saw for that first goal, a little ball around the corner into Pulisic, fantastic. Yeah, I think technically speaking, he's an excellent. To be honest, I think he's won everything, hasn't he? World Cup, Premier League. He's done a bit of everything, but yeah, I don't know what your thoughts, mate.
Premier League, is he the Premier League Patrick Bamford?
Yeah, it's probably a really good description. That a really good description.
Oh, nice from Pepe. He's brought down. Oh, I think the ref's telling him to just get up. But yeah, through the legs. Oh, Lacazette's onto. Oh, to a mistake there. I think it was Zuma who made the mistake. Lacazette. Predator. Do you know what? When Lacazette came in, I thought he'd have done so much better. And when I seen that Lacazette and Aubameyang, I was like, Arsenal are going to kick on here. Just hasn't really worked for Lacazette. I don't think he's scored away from the Emirates either while he's been at Arsenal, which is a mad stat.
Yeah, I mean he's one of them. I think Lacazette. I think he flatters to deceive quite a lot. I mean, he looks all right to start off with from what I saw, but I've not really ever looked at Lacazette and thought world-class striker. I think Aubameyang, is just different class in terms of getting into the positions to score goals and in terms of work rate, etc., etc. I think he's an outstanding player, to be honest. But I think Arsenal have got a real battle on their hands to keep him at the club. I think he's in his last year of his contract, and so you never know. Old Marcelo might be on the old blower there, but you never know if he wants a final season to try and win a trophy.
Yeah, to be honest.
I mean, we're as likely to win the Premier League as Arsenal are. To be honest, no, we're not messing. We are as likely to win the Premier League as Arsenal are.
I love that.
I.e., no fucking chance, but.
Mate, we was talking about it the other day. I was saying I work with a Scum fan, and he's convinced that with a few signings they'll push for the Premier League, and I'm like, you're in fucking cloud cuckoo land, man. Honestly, Giroud. See, that is brilliant there. I know he's lost the ball, well, he's won himself a free kick, but that's great forward display. Brilliant.
It is.
Look at the touch. Do you know what I mean? And he's nice, and he's all over him. And look at that. That's beautiful, man. I think he's so underrated.
I mean, it is David Luiz, so I'm not sure if you can counter it. But no, I know what you mean. Though he is class. He's good. That little intelligence, though. Coops and that lot are going to come up against strikers like that. Firmino's another one I really massively rate Firmino. He doesn't score many, but he's probably more of a Bamford, but outstanding player. In terms of, so we're going to face some really good strikers, and you got Aguero, people like that, just pure beast and goal scorer. So
I can't wait though, Oscar. Can you imagine Phillips up against KDB and that?
Yeah,
I can't wait. They're the games that I'm really excited for. The ones that I'm sort of like I don't know what emotion I can use, but it's the Chelsea, the Man Uniteds. I can't wait for them ones as well. But I can't wait to see the likes of KDB and Mane, Salah at Ellen Road. So COVID.
I remind you of that when we're like 4 down or something. But
yeah, man, listen, man. I'm already know that that's going to be a thing though at times, Oscar, and we just have to. And I will try to convey that message as much as I can, because we do have a platform, whether or not you agree with us or not. But to try and, I mean, Benjamin Bloom said it well. You need to try. But I know I'll take dog's abuse at times for it. It's Premier League, though. You've got to do that. But UBG, who's asked, will you be doing watch-alongs for Leeds next season? Yeah, I mean, of course, when we're not in the ground. There'll be weeks when we will be in the ground and at games. So, but whenever we're not, of course. And we plan on doing a lot more. Oh, they're in here. Lacazette.
What they are?
Aubameyang.
Oh, no.
That touch is piss poor, isn't it?
It is. Oh no, it's a real chance. That it's really opening up. Then I tell you what, Chelsea are on the back foot here for me.
Yeah,
Other than Giroud, I don't see anyone who's kept making the ball stick up top. I think Mount is a complete passenger up there. Going for Mount again, but I don't care. I'm going to go for him all I want. You can hate me in the comments, guys. I'm going to go for Mason Mount because he's shit. But yeah, I don't know. I just think Chelsea look very, very ordinary today.
Yeah. And what about this then? So Richard Barnaby says, according to a scumflog, Romero is between Everton and Leeds. I think if that's the case, listen, you'll never tell me that we're not a big club, but I think, Ancelotti, etc., Everton, they're trying to do business.
Mate. Just thinking about Everton, just as you were saying it, Pickford, would you get in ahead of Pickford?
Yeah, maybe that is a bit of a...
We could have Pickford. I don't mind, but either or for me. That's.
So with this as well, with regards to the new kit, I'm led to believe that the only thing we're waiting on is the shirt sponsor to be signed off. And let's be honest, Adidas will be chomping at the bit because they know with Leeds United, it is going to fly off the shelves. Nearly back in there. It will fly off the shelves. So I wouldn't. And I was actually speaking to my friend Gaz actually, who's just been on, and I believe the under-23s are back very soon, and they're back in training. So that's going to give us an indication of what the kits are going to look like, because the lads, they're not going to be walking about in the Kappa kits. Do you know what I mean? They're going to have the new Adidas training gear on. So
that's as big an upgrade as Heckingbottom to Bielsa, that isn't it? Kappa to Adidas.
Oh, I didn't mind the Kappa, Macron. I couldn't stand Macron. I didn't mind.
Macron was the one that was a bit. Yeah, you can't get any worse than that, can you? Really?
No, we all remember that gold kit. I remember they were giving it away the following season. I've got it in the wardrobe. They gave it away to season.
What's the first player you think of with that gold kit?
Scott Wotton for me.
That was close. I went Jason Pierce, but it's got to be one of them two.
Paul, do you remember the likes of Paul Green and stuff?
Paul Green, just annoying players who just do nothing, just try and look busy. They're like really like being in work when you just try and make yourself look busy, kind of thing, aren't they? Like not got a clue what they're doing. Just like I'll run around a bit, and
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad just how far we've come, mate. Yeah, man, I love it. Paul Green. I tell you what, though, right? And again, don't watch a lot of Premier League football, and the reason that I say that is because it doesn't contain Leeds. That'll change now, That's going to change massively. But Pepe's looked all right in this, and I know he's been a bit of a flop for the. Would you say it's been a bit of a flop with the price that they paid for him, mate? Like 78 mil or whatever it was?
When you pay that price, you're expecting like big numbers, aren't you? You're expecting like 20, 25 goals, aren't you? You're expecting kind of like Mane, Salah kind of.
Yeah, but he's looked good in this, though. He's looked good in this game.
Yeah, I think he's still only quite young. I think it's, but yeah, I think what's not helped either is how bad Arsenal have been. Certainly before Arteta came in. I mean, they were just absolutely atrocious. I mean, when we played them in the cup, you couldn't tell who was the Premier League side, who was the Championship side, could you? It was that first half, especially. It was a joke how much we were on top in that game. I think we had like 70% possession away from home at a Premier League team. It's hard to blame Pepe to an extent. I think he's got pretty poor players alongside him. But as you were saying about the Prem, I think it is. I don't know. I look at a lot of the Prem and think, especially the bottom 10, there's some pretty terrible teams to watch. I mean, like you've got like obviously not to have a go at them, but Sean Dyche, Roy Hodgson, they're not really exactly known for their free flowing. It's just like keep it as tight at the back and nick it on a set piece. It's like, but there are some. I mean, Liverpool City, you're always entertained, and Leicester are good to watch. Southampton, decent teams in there, aren't they? Really, but there is also teams who just try and spoil games.
Yeah, there is, and but even with them, like that's when we need to take our chances when they come, because you can still get back. You know what I mean? You can still get battered by a Burnley. You know,
no, you can. Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's Chris Wood coming back. That'll be an interesting.
That's big, isn't it? Chris Wood, Charlie Taylor.
Yeah.
A lot of them, to be fair, there's a lot you forget about who are coming back as well.
James Milner, that'll be a nice one.
I hope he plays, because he's that's interesting whether Milner even stays at Liverpool, because he's so far down the pecking order now, the quality they've got. I think he will, probably, but hopefully he plays in that game in some form. You know, if he's off the bench or starts, it'll be nice to see. Plus, he won't try hard in that game. He'll just,
give away a pen.
Yeah, it'll be a suspicious penalty there.
How do we see this one going then, mate? I'm still, obviously, my bet.
I think Arsenal.
Yeah, I need Tammy to get on the pitch, get one, and Arsenal to get another. There's a lot of people in the comments, and his name always continuously pops up, and I understand why. Lewis Cook. Do you? I mean, he's gonna. I don't see. He'll be. Do you think he gets a move from Bournemouth, or do you think? I think with Bournemouth and Norwich, like, they're going to try and keep the majority. I think Norwich, look, they came up, spent nothing, went back down, and they'll probably try and do a Burnley. You know, I think when Sean Dyche and he went down and they didn't move him on and he came back up, it was right, because then they were better prepared for the Prem. And maybe Norwich try to do that. And with Bournemouth, you know, I think their recruitment's been absolutely shocking. The amount of money they've played for some of these players as well. You know, the likes of fucking Solanke.
Yeah,
it's just absolutely crazy. But do you even see Lewis Cook moving on to another Premier League side?
I'll be honest, mate. I still look at Lewis Cook and think, in terms of being a Bielsa player, he really suits the Bielsa system. But I guess the issues you get with Lewis Cook are a lot's changed. A lot of water's passed under the bridge, both good and bad. I mean, let's not forget, 2 years ago he was in the England squad. You know, he was pushing for a place in the World Cup and that lot. He didn't quite get there, and it's kind of just gone a little bit wrong since then. But I'll be honest with you, I mean, I don't particularly rate Eddie Howe as a manager. I don't really take Eddie Howe not playing him as a sign that he's a bad player. I think you've seen loads of managers do that. I mean, Thomas Christensen didn't play Matthäus Klick. It doesn't, sometimes managers just have agendas, or they just genuinely are clueless.
Do you know, I remember when Eddie Howe was getting touted with the England job and top jobs and that, and it's just insane, man. It's what are you eating? What are you eating?
Coleslaw.
Coleslaw. Fucking hell. Are we just coleslaw?
No, I'm not just eating just.
Oscar's on the coleslaw, folks.
I'm trying to eat it in stages, so it can be as smooth as possible. I mean, I went for the burger first, then the chips, and then the coleslaw in one go probably wasn't the best move.
That's too posh for me. That's posh nosh, that coleslaw.
Coleslaw, lovely, mate.
That's posh nosh for me.
Is that Bamford food? Is that Bamford fuel?
Bamford food. Where I'm from, we don't do coleslaw. It's too posh for me, that stuff.
Coleslaw rations.
It's
Lewis Cook. I really like Lewis Cook, to be honest, but people look at like Almeida and look at and think, if we can get him, I mean, the money we'd have to pay for Lewis Cook to bring him back, he's not going to be cheap, is he? You know what I mean? But I look at people like Almeida and think, I probably prefer him, to be honest, because he can score a goal, he can do very similar to what Lewis Cook does, and he's someone I really like. But of course, you know, that one's looking doubtful now, isn't it? You know, it's looking more and more doubtful, that particular one. But I don't know, mate. I think there's a lot of players you look at and think they might not look great in one team, but under Marcelo Bielsa, it's a completely different.
You're right. You bang on, mate. You bang on. What Bielsa can do to players. That's why I'm so excited with whoever we sign. I'm just so excited, and if Ben White comes, that'd be ideal. I think that's the one. But if he doesn't, then that's okay as well. I liked. Oh, he's through. He's in.
Pepe,
Aubameyang.
Yes! Yeah!
Oh, he's dinked it over. Nice. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang makes it 2. That's his second.
Are we getting a little song going? Or are we going to wait? We're going to wait.
Let's wait. I tell you what, he's done well to lift it.
He's got that quality. That is quality, that isn't it?
Yeah. And this is a sort of opposition, though, right? Like that's a lovely little finish.
They deserve it for me, Arsenal. I think the way they've worked, they've just been tireless.
Who is it? Who's this then? Who busts it out here?
Looks like Bellerin, I think.
Was it
Pepe? Lovely little pass off Pepe, and then he's got a lot to do there, Aubameyang, and then the finish.
Zuma he has, mate. You're right, and he's just done ever so well. Yeah, he's Bellerin. Well done.
They've let him go too far, though. They're good tackle in the end of Christensen, and he's kind of just rolled on, but. It's brilliant. Zuma is absolutely terrible, isn't he? He's a shocking defender, but that is what world class, not just a top class striker, he's world class Aubameyang, and that's what you face next season. I mean, how many strikers do you really see do that in the Championship? Not many. And that's You know, you got to accept that that's what you face in the Premier League.
Exactly. No, you bang on, mate, and you know we will see that. But yes, Arteta's buzzing.
I have to agree with that.
I've always liked Mikel Arteta as a player at Everton. Arsenal, he's just a nice bloke, isn't he? He comes across as a top bloke. Christensen looks like he's going to be going off here.
As Matty Harrison says, Arsenal look more organised and coached. I just think, I think he is just a far better man. I mean, look at him there, look at the passion of Arteta kind of thing. I mean, it does feel like a bit of a Arsenal that. They don't often, I think in the past under Wenger and that lot, they used to get absolutely battered in games like this. But to be fair, they beat City in the semi-final, and I've watched quite a bit of that game, and they looked really organised in that one too. And it's not maybe the greatest football to watch in the world, but you know, if they win a cup final after what they've, how they started the season, like Unai Emery and all that lot, it's a decent achievement. To be fair, it's a great goal. It's a great goal, and.
Hector Bellerin's done really well. Oh yeah, he's just done Zuma, and it's a lovely little dink.
It's but yeah, no, I've always felt Arsenal would win this game. I know Chelsea are firm favourites, but Lampard, I'm not convinced.
These two numpties here, Jody Morris and Lampard. What do we do? I hope someone celebrates in Frank's face, like the way he went on after
Liverpool. Liverpool lot. But I mean,
I think you're fucking clever, man. You even fucking won one title, dick, man.
It's Chelsea on the ball, gone for a long ball into Giroud, straight through to the keeper.
Yeah,
Martinez just slowing it down a bit, Arsenal, because they don't need to push. 20 minutes to go. I'd imagine you're going to see Tammy on now, though, mate. I think.
That's what I was thinking. Just had a look at me, but actually, we're still waiting on a card for Xhaka and Jorginho, though.
I mean, if Lampard takes off Giroud to put on Abraham, it really does show he's absolutely clueless, because clearly, I think Chelsea definitely need two up top here. They just completely isolated Giroud and the rest of Mount, Pedro. I've not even seen him touch the ball second half.
No.
Timo Werner's thinking, what the fuck have I done here? Not going to why Liverpool? I don't know, mate.
He's some player, Werner.
Yeah, he is. I mean, they will probably improve next season purely because of him. But I still don't think. I think only like a Messi kind of player would get this Chelsea team pushing for a title. I think they're that far off. But it is what it is, mate.
It is, man. It is.
If Chelsea played like this against us when we played them, I'd be quite happy with this. I'd be quite comfortable with what I've seen so far. Without Pulisic, they look clueless.
Oh, you're right. He's a top player, but they are bringing in some decent players, to be fair, in the summer. You have to say that.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely, but they can't defend, mate. I mean, look at the way they defended both goals. And look at that. They're almost giving the ball away. Just giving the ball away. And
they don't look really bothered at the moment, do they, Arsenal, if we're being honest?
It's a good ball out of Kovacic, though.
Yeah.
And Alonso back across, cleared off Xhaka. Yeah, they've got options on with Chelsea.
Buendia as well, and I know you've touched on Buendia, and there's been a lot of talk, but we haven't seen anything solid yet, have we? Or you know, from the
I mean,
Phil Lorenzo.
It's just been like, obviously Phil mentioned it in your piece on Friday, and it's kind of, there's a bit of another mention of it again. But again, it just needs to be the same source. You know, it's someone we supposedly like. I think it's the exact word being used. We like him, but for me, Buendia, I look at him and think, I think he scored 10 goals in his career, I think. I might be wrong on that. I think he scored 10 goals in his whole career, and he's like 24, 25, I think. And I look at that and think, he's creative. I really like Buendia, don't get me wrong, but I look at him and think...
Kovacic has gone here, mate. Kovacic has gone with the second yellow.
Oh, my word, what an idiot. Frankie's getting a bit... you can see the steam coming out of them ears.
It's a second yellow. Let's have a look at the challenge.
When you're on the booking, you don't... What's he doing there? Why is he putting a challenge on Xhaka? I mean, Xhaka's not great, is he? What's Xhaka going to do if he gets away from you?
Just let's have a look at this. Is it a foul? Is it a foul?
I don't think that's a booking, though, to be fair. But
it's not a foul, bro. It's not a foul.
I'm trying not to laugh, mate. It's
that's not even a foul. I mean, listen, that's not a foul though. So where's VAR with that? How does that work?
Have you got the popcorn for Frank Lampard's press conference?
But that's not a foul though, is it, bro? Am I wrong?
No, it's not. It's second yellow.
Why is there no VAR there, guys? Like,
you can't VAR second yellow. That's how stupid it is. You can't. You only straight reds. You can VAR. So I'm just looking forward to Frank Lampard's comments on this.
Yeah,
that's the old popcorn out. The Arsenal away again here. If he picks, they look so well balanced. Arsenal. They've got people who drop in deep, and then Aubameyang, Lacazette just bomb on the header. I think they bring on Nketiah as Chelsea push up a bit more pace. I think they can 3-1 spells.
Boys, it's all kicking off.
Ceballos on yellow. Oh, it's good a bit.
Yeah, Rudiger's trying to keep.
What's it over? Is it? I didn't even see what it was over. But
no, never did I.
Rudiger well. It's it's. I don't really know what that was about.
No, we missed it. Well, no doubt we'll get a look at it.
Arteta's in the book as well. It's just, I want to see this back.
Yeah. Let's see what went on there. Rudiger wasn't happy though, by the looks of it.
No. Probably about his own performance. To be fair, I think it's what he should be probably more annoyed with. I want to see this back now. What's happened here?
Yeah, down to 10 men though now. 15 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Arsenal in the driving seat.
Put Eddie on for Lacazette and just hit him with the pace, and I think they can get a third here.
He's run it out of play.
There you go. They're going for it now. Barkley and Tammy Abraham coming on there again. Ross Barkley, ex-Leeds. You forget these things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You forget Neil Warnock decides to play Michael Brown. I tell you what, they're giving the ball away again there, Chelsea. Zuma looks hopeless today. This, they're just trying to play out in the back, and they just have no idea what they're doing. Lacazette's on the press here. They're going to lose it again here, Chelsea.
Yeah.
You just tell.
Willie Caballero.
They've lost it again.
Shite.
Chelsea, Arsenal's just got it spot on.
They're in complete control at the minute. It's a good performance.
Yeah. Off a.
I expected.
Pepe on the ball again.
So good, mate. He's so good. He's dug that one out.
Nice.
Maitland Niles. Lacazette.
Yeah, Lacazette looks a bit quiet to me. I think get Eddie on and just see. It'd be nice to see Eddie come on and get him win his first trophy. You know, I think for me, Eddie should get a medal for the us winning the title. I think he plays such a big part in it.
He probably won about 7 points for us, didn't he?
I mean, at least. I mean, I remember Preston, Barnsley, Brentford.
Yeah, Preston. Yeah, the Brentford one.
That was his debut. Was that his debut, Brentford? Salford was his debut, but that must have been his league debut. The matching, yeah.
Salford as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Mate, goals a minute.
I went to that game. I went with Phil A, if you remember.
That's right. That was the day you were rescued by Sir Philip Hay. That was Sir Philip Hay should have got his OBE nomination for that day, mate.
But how bad is it that I left my partner on the side of the road?
Where's Phil Hay, to be fair? He should be forgiving Phil Hay. What's he doing?
Giroud being a nuisance, doing what he does best. Martinez, we were discussing him the other day. The dude's 27, you know.
Yeah, he's quite old. I mean, was he at Reading last season on loan, I think?
Sure.
But I'll tell you what, always taking Giroud off. This is Lampard showing his inexperience here. Goff's gone like for like, and no surprises really. But Hudson-Odoi and Barkley as well as Abraham. So there's a lot of firepower coming on here. Mason Mount's coming off.
There's Mount. There's your favourite player. So it's Mount. I think Rudiger's gone off and Giroud. So he's obviously throwing it all at it now. Yeah,
that's going to leave space though, isn't it, for a third? I think I don't think Arsenal made a change yet, have they? They're out in control. You never know in football, do you? I think obviously Chelsea got a lot of quality going forward. You can never rule them out. They are irritating in that sense, but just enough in the second half.
No, you bang on, mate. What?
Just over 10 to go. 12 minutes to go now, guys, till stoppage time. So about 15 to go.
It's a good point by Richard. He says, is this really the quality we're facing this season? This is a cup final. We will run circles around them.
Certainly Chelsea. I look at a lot of our performances this season against Chelsea they're playing today. I think that the way how bad they've been passing the ball out the back against our press, I think we can fall like Bamford on the press and that lot, or whoever it is. Hopefully Ollie Watkins and that lot, or Ben Rama are on that press and that lot. But whoever it is, they're going to be athletic. They're going to really make it difficult for Chelsea to play through us. And I have to agree with that. I think Arsenal playing like this, though, would probably struggle against to play in between them kind of thing. But Chelsea certainly look particularly just look woeful today.
Oh, he's done well there, Lacazette. Here's Hector, put the afterburner.
What do you think a foreign manager in charge of Chelsea losing this game today would? Here's Eddie coming on.
Eddie.
Oh mate, this would just be unreal if Eddie gets a winner in this. Do you think a foreign manager losing this today in charge of Chelsea, they'd be under pressure, wouldn't they? Is that Martinez handle it out of the box?
Oh, it's outside the box. That definitely.
He had 2 feet outside the box there.
He was definitely outside of the box there, you know.
But a foreign manager would be under pressure after losing this. But Lampard won't be because he's the darling of Chelsea, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who does know
the English media, mate. Let's not forget that.
Even though he was absolutely shit for England and was one of the main people, I've been reliably informed. I won't say from which source, but it was an England international at the time. I won't say which source. Was one of the people who was involved in the cliques in the dressing room at the time between Liverpool and Chelsea players and Chelsea and Man United players. He was one of the most immature, apparently, at the time. So there you go. Make of that what you will. That's Frank Lampard.
It's not a foul, is it, on Xhaka? It's not a foul, you know. He has every reason to be aggrieved there, Kovacic.
If it was Franco Lampardo, he would be sacked.
That's a good point. Here's Laka, then Lacazette coming off.
Eddie. He's done well, hasn't he, Eddie, though, since he's gone back to Arsenal. He's got game time. And fair play to Arteta, you know. Fair play. He's come in, first job. He's under a bit of pressure to get results. And he's giving like the... You know, I'd like us to get a... if we can get a few maybe Arsenal youngsters on loan, if we can do that. If there's like Willock there, Martinelli and that lot, if we can maybe do a bit of business there with a couple of these clubs, who knows? With fringe players and that lot off the bench, it'll serve as well.
I'm just going to thrash this up because Yasin just keeps putting it out there. So just put it up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's Edouard. He's obviously at Celtic and that lot. There's a lot of rumours he's going to like places like Chelsea, and again, another one that looks like out of our price range, really, but a very good player. I mean, he's only in the SPL, but you watch him, and I've watched a couple of bits and pieces of him, and he looks he looks like an upgraded Ollie Watkins, if you like. Really good on both feet, pacing behind, good technical quality, can link it up. Offers kind of
quite strange, Oscar.
I can't see it. Really can't see it.
Yeah.
So Arsenal just working out short corner here. Oh, good ball in off Maitland-Niles, headed out by Jorginho. Yeah.
Jorginho straight for a corner.
Eight, 7 minutes to go.
Here we go. 8 minutes. Eight minutes. You've got to fancy Arsenal now.
Yeah, I think so. Arsenal are more likely, to be honest. I think Lampard's left it too late for the subs. I think he waited for the goal, and yeah.
Listen, I don't mind people putting in the chats, Eduardo. It's just constant putting the same person.
We're not signing them. There's no. You might as well put Aubameyang in the chat. You know, we're not signing the guy. You know, he's way out of our. You know, he's at PSG. He's been linked with Spanish clubs. We're just not signing them, guys. I'm sorry. Go with my Martinelli.
You don't have to apologise.
Well, I mean, I'm not the board. Yeah, I'm not apologising, guys. Why should I apologise, guys? I'm not apologising.
Do you see Chelsea getting one?
Not at the minute. But you never know. You know, you obviously got Abraham there who can score out of nothing, and Barkley, you know, you can pop one in from distance. But I can't see it, mate. I just see Arsenal well on top and a tactical masterclass, if you like, from Arteta today. I think the 10 men, to be fair to Chelsea, has spoiled it a bit. But Pepe picks it up on the
dangerous position.
Good ball, that's a good. Ooh, headed out by Reece James.
Good player, Reece James, isn't he? Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, great at Wigan last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's an absolute animal. Like I love the like a stocky build play, you know, like a Calvin and stuff, where they just bounce people off them.
Yeah,
strong. So strong.
Chelsea's playing out the back here. They're getting pressed like I don't know what.
Yeah, that's why I like the look of Geldhart as well. Like he's got that build.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's not particularly big, but he's one of those like he's built like a bit like a Mendes Line kind of thing. He's quite short, but I always think players that are like short, kind of like under 5'10" and that lot, but got arms like the size of like
like Nick.
Like the size of you, yeah. Like the size like your guns, mate. But like that, I just you got some decent guns going there, mate. Yeah, to be fair, Connor was always the guns of this channel, wasn't he? Let's be honest. But I always like strikers that are that build. They're just awkward to deal with, I think. Low centre of gravity, just muscle and that lot, and just can hold his defender off and that lot. I like the sound of Geldart, but I just hope that that it's not to the detriment of Ryan Edmondson. You know, obviously doing that deal that, you know, because obviously Geldart's probably not going to go into our first team. At best, it's going to be a third choice striker, fourth choice striker.
Mate. He could even go out.
I mean, I'd be happy, mate, to send him back to Wigan. You know, where he's a comfortable environment for him. Where he's still only 18. Let's not forget. I mean, mate, if I was 18 and going to a Premier League club, I wouldn't be able to handle myself. I'd be on the piss every night. I'd just be, you know, you'd be that buzzing, wouldn't you? You know, you're at a Premier League club at 18, play for Marcelo Bielsa. It's so you just got to manage him right. Just got to manage these, but we will do. We will do for me.
What's up with David Luiz? What's going on?
The ex-Chelsea legend.
Oh, he'd love nothing more with the amount of stick he's taken. He'd love nothing more than to beat him in the final, no doubt. I mean, rightly so, stick, because he's been...
Yeah, he's not... Socrates, I think. Yeah, Socrates coming on. He's a bit of a nutter, this guy.
Yeah, do you remember when... oh, no, that was Kolasinac, wasn't it? Wasn't it Kolasinac who jumped out?
Yeah, he decided to take on, like, armed robbers. That's
robbers. Ozil locking the car and...
Ozil's like, see you later, mate.
Yeah, I'm jumped out ready to absolutely bash them up. It was brilliant.
I mean, Christ, what happened to him, Ozil? I mean, the only memory I've got of Ozil in recent times is not giving able to get out of KP's back pocket, to be honest. When we played him, he was shocking that night. I mean, he's an absolute shadow of what he was. You know, for like Germany at the World Cup, and you know, he's winning World Cups and he's doing all this and that for Real Madrid. It just shows you how important attitude is in football. Like Saiz is another one. You know, where he's in the second division of Spain and he's hardly playing games now.
When you know just how good of a player he is as well, man. He's
still a good player. I still think you don't lose it. You don't lose the technical. I mean, the way he just drift past players, like that Stoke game we mentioned, he was just drifting, taking the piss out of everyone on the pitch, and it just hasn't been able to recreate those levels. I think even before he left Leeds, he started to become inconsistent for me. He got dropped out of the team, didn't take it too well, and kind of went from there really. But Chelsea just trying to pass it around, but they can't break through. You know, Arsenal are so disciplined. They've got 3 or 4 people around the ball all the time. They're winning it. That's not a foul. That's not a foul, that.
No, it is rolling about here. He's given another yellow. Is it? Is it not, Jorginho?
No.
Let's have a look.
Oh, it is. Sorry, it is a foul. That's a bit naughty off Barkley. That. Yeah, he's gone over the top.
Yeah. See, that one's a foul, and I think the refs perceived the Kovacic one like that, and the Kovacic he didn't even connect, did he?
It's certainly less. Well, I mean, I don't even think. For me, I don't look at that as a dangerous tackle per se. I just say it as he's just gone in late and just over the top. I mean, dangerous tackle for me is Roy Keane on Alfie and Haaland, that kind of thing. You know, I just think the game has gone soft, to be honest. That's all I'm going to say, really. Arsenal messing around a bit, they got it away. So just over a minute.
Josh has asked first manager to be sacked. I tell you what, I like this one from Chris Dean Smith.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Really good shout. Villa have got to improve next season. Yeah, the money they've spent. I mean, Dean Smith, if he wasn't a Villa fan, hadn't done what he did last season, he'd have been gone. No doubt about it. By Christmas, probably.
Let's be honest, they don't deserve to be in the division because of the dodgy VAR decision. Otherwise, they'd be out of it. Which is an absolute joke, by the way. And you'd be fuming as a Bournemouth or a Watford fan, you know. So they don't really. For me, they didn't survive. I know it sounds mad, but if I'm on the board, I'm like, well, you only survived relegation on a fucking dodgy decision. You're gone, man. And I'd send JT on his way with him as well. That horrible.
Yeah, I mean, what's he offering there? He's just a Chelsea fan in the Villa, whatever, isn't he? There's nothing genuine about him. He's just there just for just so we can get. I'm surprised he hasn't gone with Lampard to Chelsea. You know, I'm really surprised that never happened. But top class Andrew Batty, top class mate. Are you going to do a watch along for Brentford Fulham game? Absolutely, 100%. We will not let you down. There will be a Championship playoff final watch along, the extravaganza, the biggest footballing game on the calendar. Who is joining Leeds and West Brom on Tuesday night?
Fulham, man. All Fulham are we. I think it might be Jack and Tash that might be kicking us off because you're doing a podcast on Tuesday at 6:30 to discuss Leeds' promotion. I think it's a Liverpool podcast.
Yeah, top of the cops.
Yeah, top of the cops. So Oscar's going to be doing that. Which we'll look forward and obviously retweet and stuff when that comes out. So make sure you listen to that. I'll be working till 8. And then, but as soon as I'm back, I'll jump on as per. Oscar will jump on as soon as he can. But I think Jack and Tash might be leading us off with the playoff watch along.
Well, we'll definitely be there, guys. We'll definitely be there in some form at some point. We'll definitely be doing it. But I've got to agree, mate. I think you look at. I was talking to Lewis about it at the end of the video we did today. We're saying like Watkins or Mitrovic, and I've got to say Watkins. You know, I much prefer Watkins. I don't think Mitrovic is a bad player, but his record in the Premier League is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure Mitrovic works for Leeds. It's got to be Watkins for me. I think he's an absolutely phenomenal player, and if he gets to play under Marcelo Bielsa, you think of how he can play out wide as well. Like last year, when he had more play there, he was playing out wide, Watkins, and doing a job. So you kind of get a lot of different skills off him. So for me, I don't know what you reckon, mate. I'd say Watkins. I would say.
Yeah, I have to agree, mate, as well on reflection. I know I've and ahed and thought about it, but look, if we, I just the signing of Watkins and Ben Rama just excites me. I seen something earlier as well that Brentford were looking at a striker from Arsenal in the youth. I think I've never heard his name before. So are they making contingency plans just in case? I don't know.
We've got to, because there's only about 5 or 6 weeks still, less than that, till the next new season starts, and you've got to prepare to not be in the Prem. As well caught by Martinez. He's commanded that well.
He's done all right, hasn't he? He's done all right.
Yeah, he's had a decent game. But Chelsea are just completely. It's 4 minutes to go. 3 minutes, 7 minutes added on. Sorry, they're just not doing anything. Are they, Chelsea? They're just, for me, Chelsea now is a classic example of just running out of ideas. They're just lobbing the ball into the box, lobbing it up like that. No real pattern of play or idea. It's just Arsenal winning everything. They didn't win that though.
No, they've done well though, Arsenal, in the second half especially.
Yeah, just really dug in and just made it difficult. Just giving themselves the best. Chelsea have got the better quality, but Arsenal have just been so rigid. And look at Aubameyang covering at left back there. Outstanding. Brilliant off Aubameyang.
These changes by Lampard.
Eddie's away. Eddie's on the run. Oh, brilliant off Eddie. Brilliant off Eddie.
Got himself a free kick there, no?
He's just skipped past him. He's just not past him, and it's terrible defending, but he's just not past him, and that's a foul. That's a foul all day long.
The changes haven't really worked either, have they? I don't think.
First time I've seen Barkley on the ball. This good bit of play out of Barkley. To be fair, overhit off Pedro. Stupid decision to take Giroud off. Why would you do that? You just put Giroud and Abraham up top together and just try and unsettle them a little bit. You don't. I hate like-for-like substitutions when it clearly doesn't work. When in this situation, Chelsea clearly needs to change something in the system, and they're just trying to just go like-for-like. And I think Lampard is showing his tactical inexperience there today. I think he's certainly seen which coach has worked into Pep Guardiola today and which one hasn't, and which one is a Bielsa disciple and which one isn't, kind of thing. Which one still thinks Jose Mourinho is relevant in football. That'll be interesting, that though. You forget Jose Mourinho's first ever visit to Ellen Rose. If he's still in the job, he might be one who's a shout, for first manager sacks.
You reckon? Yeah,
I think if Tottenham start the season slow, but I think Dean Smith's the best shout though. I think if Villa starts slowly, he's probably the best shout. And I don't think of anyone else. Roy Hodgson maybe at Palace. Maybe he's getting on a bit. If he starts the season slow, he might think "fuck this" kind of thing. And go. I mean, what joy can you get from being 73 and fucking around the mid-table in the Premier? I mean, why would you bother? Great block that.
James, you have to give it James then.
Yeah, he's greedy.
Yeah, definitely.
Still got through though. Just jinxing it around. Nah, too slow, Pedro. Really, really well done at that.
Pepe. That's great, isn't it? He's done fantastic there. James Lowe nicked it back off him. Alonso.
Oh, he's doing that again. Oh,
Pedro's in.
Great keeping.
Well done, Martinez. Great.
Off his line quickly, but that was nice skill off Pedro. That, to be fair.
Yeah.
Minute and 20 to go.
Yeah, but well done by Pepe, I think.
He put a right shift in, hasn't he?
Just showing it there. Look, yeah, he's done ever so well. Got the ball off him and he's away.
Good defending that, to be fair, Socrates. And then
fuck off. There's no up with you, man. How many times have we seen this in this game? People rolling about.
Don't want it, mate. Chelsea don't want it as usual.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plenty of comments coming in about Lampard and watery eyes, should we just say?
I don't. Are they keep showing this as opposed to say it's a foul or what? I'm not sure. But is it? Oh, it's brilliant, man. I think he's done brilliant, Pepe there. I've been really impressed with him, if I'm honest. But yeah, guys, we're in the last minute. Here he comes, the beast that is Kolasinac. He's the one player, man, you just won't mess with.
He is just like, yeah. Hey, look at them guns.
Look at that, Paul O'Connell as Bielsa room watching the likes of these games for anyone else. We've been spoiled.
Spot on that. You know what? I was just thinking that. That you just don't see this in Bielsa ball, like just gaps in play like this, and just like it's not been many chances in this game, really. I say, normally Bielsa, you're getting normally 9-10 chances a game, aren't you? Good quality chances, but yeah, no, it's a fair point, very fair point.
Pepe
man of the match. I'll probably go Aubameyang, to be honest. I think Aubameyang's been absolute. I think Pepe's been excellent, but Aubameyang's just really, really giving Zuma and that lot nightmares. I mean, look at that goal he scored. That is world class what he just did there, and that's the thing. He's Arsenal's only world class player, and they just built a system around him where everyone else works hard, give the ball to him, and he produces. And it's just simple, isn't it? Football's a simple game sometimes, and. But yeah,
obviously, they win the FA Cup. Maybe he signs a new deal, a long-term deal.
Yeah, I mean it's European football and all that lot. It's but yeah, a lot of Chelsea players down there, aren't they? It's
it's been a lot, hasn't there?
Yeah,
the game.
It's not good, to be fair, Pedro. It's
no, I mean
it's oxygen.
I mean, he's only hurt his shoulder.
This is another one where we did like the Helder Costa in his shoulder, is it? Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey.
But Frank Lampard and Jordan all up. Game over for us. Get back to Derby Championship, you set of wankers.
Bottled it again. You bottled it again. You bottled it again. All right, Mason, mate. You're right, Mason. How you doing, mate?
So Mason Mount's still biggest career moment to this date, claiming against Leeds. Like that'll be a scene. No
trophy. Playoff semi-final, but they then lost the final.
Yeah, no trophy for Mount.
Yeah, I think Timo Werner, someone's just put out there. He must be regretting this. He must be regretting not going to play for Marcelo Bielsa, playing for a proper club, a proper team in Yorkshire.
I love this one. Pedro having oxygen for what looks like a dislocated soldier. Gross set, you pure wet wipe. I love the
wet wipe.
Yeah, if I hurt my shoulder, I'm not sure that I need to go on oxygen. I don't know. Like our lass had to when she was having a baby. You know what I mean? Gas and air, But if I hurt my shoulder, I'm not sure I need to go on oxygen if I'm being totally honest. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe we're being a little bit too harsh because he's getting stretchered off here. But maybe we're being a little bit harsh.
I don't know if he smashed his head or something as he fell down.
Shoulder.
Can't see it. Can't see it being that bad.
No, it's a little bit surprising, but not a great final for Chelsea.
Arteta. Someone's just mentioned in the comments there. I mean, what a season for Arteta. Let's not forget, Arteta came in the middle of the season. He's won a trophy here. Lampard's had a full season, better quality players, a full pre-season to prepare it. Zero off Mr. Frank.
This must be our good friend S.J. Wilson.
I've heard about the backer bar, Scott Wilson. I've heard about this backer bar.
What's the name? The backer bar.
The backer bar.
I love the backer bar.
The backer bar.
I love he's the backer bar. That's me attempt at his accent, but yeah, I just love it.
So what, about a minute here, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Probably had about 10 because it's Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly. I think.
Well done, Pepe again. Brilliant off Pepe, that.
Yeah,
Aubameyang on it. Can they get a third here? It's a good ball. It's a really good ball, actually.
It is. Is
Oh,
it Xhaka?
yeah, to be fair. Sensible. I said go for goal, but now sensible going to the corner. Gonna have to foul him. Come on, that's got to be a foul in there.
Let's kick the ball away, naughty Xhaka.
He's a proper shit house in though.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Click levels. Great win this though for Arsenal.
Yeah, massive, isn't it? Really, it's. But Chelsea without Pulisic.
Yeah. Look, different side, right?
They don't look great. Do they take one player out and they completely lose the threat? What have they created this second half? I can't even think of anything. I mean, he's had a good game as well. Tierney, who's coming off, he's done well.
Oh, yeah.
He's kept it.
He's the absolute animal that is Kolasinac.
And Kante, obviously, I think he was injured coming into the game, but again, I don't even think Kante would have made much difference to Chelsea. I think they just genuinely lack ideas going forward. It's they've lost it again there. Barkley, heavy touch.
Barkley's come on, Bruno. I don't think I've seen Abraham or Hudson-Odoi touch the ball. Shit.
It's time.
Full time. Get in there. There you go. Well done, Arsenal.
Are fading away. I'll try not to worry. You'll beat us someday.
There you go.
Fair play, Arsenal. They thoroughly deserves the game. Fair play to Arteta. Top guy, top coach. He's won his first trophy. And yeah, absolute pleasure, guys. It wasn't quite Bielsa ball, but best team definitely won on the day. And Mr. Frank's been humbled, let's just say. Stop crying, Frank. Shaggy Babs is on. I mean, it's just click level shithousery, isn't it, off Shaggy Babs? I mean, the 0-0. I'm assuming the 0-0 is indicating glasses. I'm assuming that. I'm pretty sure it is. But you've won one cup, Tommy Darko says. Please for Arteta, he schooled Lampard.
Yeah.
I mean, every comment's just stop crying, Frank Lampard. But it is what it is, mate. It certainly is what it is. It's looking forward to doing this again on Tuesday night. Hopefully this will be Fulham making another Frank cry. Thomas Frank, but we shall wait and see.
I love this. Championship winner and FA Cup double for Eddie Nketiah. Yeah. That's a beauty. Well done, Eddie. Well done, Arsenal. Well done, Arteta. Happy days, right?
Happy days, yeah. It's there we go, mate. And we guess unless there's anything else you want to speak about,
No, good. It's been a pleasure. It's been a busy day. We've had live streams. We've had Transfer Daily. We have had this tomorrow. Oscar will be doing another Transfer Daily, I believe.
I will be. I'll be there tomorrow. Another Transfer Daily.
We'll keep that coming to you every day. We said we'd give it every day, so we do it every day. It's what we do. We do it. And then Monday, I don't know. We're speaking to people at this moment, trying to get more live streams, trying to get more guests. There's irons in the fire. When Phil's back off holiday, we will have Phil here, which is really exciting for us as well. So watch the space with this. So we've got loads of irons in the fire. We're just going to continue doing bits another week ahead. Tuesday will be our next watch along. But we'll try and get something in the meantime.
One more comment. We win cups too.
Love it. Yes.
Outstanding. That Matty Harrison. Out-fucking-standing. So, mate, we'll leave it there anyway.
And we'll leave it there.